Do all the menial tasks first, so it seems like when things collapse, it feels like a bigger deal. No, false. This tells me that you've never streamed because you don't understand that it is complete chaos what will fail or why. People think that, like, if you have the technology and you've set it up a certain way, it's deterministic. Streaming technology is not deterministic. Streaming technology is chaos fueled by nonsense. It's a miracle that it works at all, but like it doesn't sometimes. And it's almost never clear why it doesn't when it doesn't. It just decides that way. It's like the wind. It just happens. Then I know that wasn't meant to be serious, but like I think there are people who like don't get it, who just like genuinely don't understand that like it doesn't, like, literally I did nothing different today from any other day. And like sometimes I'll test stuff like incessantly and it won't matter. And sometimes I'll like not test something until the last second and it'll be like, nah, that's just broken this time. Hang on, I've received a hype chest. What do we even, what? It's a 90s style prosumer camcorder. Fantastic. What is this called? Epic clip. Interesting choice. What did you sacrifice to the altar today? I mean, it's always sanity. In 2026, are you kidding me? Can you really call yourself a streamer if you're not debugging tech on a stream? I think there's, you know how like certain software will let you like remain logged in for like a month or something like that? I think there's like some nebulous like grace period based on some inscrutable arcane like issue that you solve or something. It's like, I'll get a pass for a while, but then like, yeah, it's always something, man. It says, I got an alert saying you've collected all the level 2 emotes. You can stop now. So you've blown the transaxle and you're just grinding metal. OS updates. There was one. So, okay. Someone help me out. And I've asked this before and I got none answers. Someone explain it to me. Someone explain it to me. So in like October of last year, and for like several months leading up to October of last year, the Windows operating system is like, hey, bad news. Your stinky old computer is not compatible with our mandatory Windows 11 update. And I'm like, whatever. I can't afford a new computer. In this economy, it's still running. Let's run it back. So like that's largely been fine. I mean, the controller issues I think are more related to the controller or some sort of chaotic evil entity that exists within the game of the Séance of Blake Manor. But so like here's the thing. I have gotten no fewer than 3 operating system updates without my consent since they insisted there would no longer be any support for this operating system. Someone, for the love of God, explain to me why that's happening. Like, I don't like that when it's like useful, when it's like useful. I do not like when the computer's just like, I've decided that the computer's off and I hate you. Don't love it. One word answer is not going to do it. What do you mean by security? Because in no uncertain terms, the thing that they kept complaining about was that I could not get more security updates if I didn't go to Windows 11. So what do you mean security? That doesn't make sense. It is internally inconsistent with the gibberish that they laid out in their angry computer updates. Everyone stop saying security updates. Use words. Wait, what is my volume at? 56. I think that's what it's supposed to be at. It's unclear to me. Also, continue. Thank you for the 3-month resub. And who else do we have? Let's pop over to the correct tab for that. And then it reloaded and I can't read it. Fantastic. Love technology. Thank you to Demolition. So Cotillion's at 102 months. Demolition at 100 months. And Jakey continuing, I don't remember what month of a gift sub from Demolition, as well as my mom in chat, also at 102 months. Thank you all. Now, I'm going to look at chat. I'm going to see if anyone has said something other than the word security. And if they haven't, then I'm just going to angrily yell Tamalt at you until you resort yourselves. It's been very weird now that it's a soft end of life instead of a hard one from Windows 7. Bad enough we need to push this legally, but not bad enough we don't. Words, 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 explanation, words. Why is that like the third most useful comment, Sarah? That over here with the rest of the fire. Amen to that. Also, hi Zacula. You've missed very little because I don't something that may be related to a operating system update that shouldn't have happened seems to have caused. Well, I don't know. When the computer was absolutely struggling to get back online and function with Steam. It was not it crashed Steam. It wouldn't load Steam, and then it crashed Steam immediately on rebooting the computer. So like it's not doing great. But when I was like having issues with that, I looked online and they're like, I don't know, there's like slow running on Steam in certain countries, including the US. And I'm like, I don't know what that means either. It's a weirdly inconclusive thing, like that time that my alternator was like partially working, where like it would work for like intermittently like a half hour or like 40 minutes, and then it would cut out and then like cause major problems with my old car. And I like called the garage that I had been going to with that car for years, and I like described the situation. I was like, the weird thing is, it strikes me as though the alternator is like partially working, and they're like, that literally cannot happen. And then, you know, I took it into the shop, which sucked because the alternator was like not doing good. And then like when, you know, like they'd finished the diagnosis and the repair and everything, the guy who like gave me back the keys was like, yeah, so like there was kind of a situation where like the alternator was like partially working. And I was like, you can walk the plank. You are like the same guy I called on the phone, and you insisted that that can't happen. I'm less concerned about like what the actual content of these updates are, and more concerned with the fact that like Windows made it extremely abundantly aggressively clear that there would be no more security updates for Windows 10. That they would sooner watch us die in a ditch than do any further updates to Windows 10. And I've gotten like 3 of them, and they've been very invasive. Maybe they never encountered the partial alternator. That would be fine, Jakey, if we didn't say something really like assertively strong that cannot happen. He wasn't just like, that's probably not it. Because if he said like, that's probably not it, and then was like, you know what, it was, I'd be like, interesting. But when I like raised relevant information to the person diagnosing the problem with my car, and they're like, you absolute buffoon, that cannot occur, and then that's like literally the answer, like that's nonsense. Like that's neither customer service nor a worthwhile mentality to go into a problem-solving career path. Hey everyone, what's my sister's catchphrase? Who knows it? Who knows the call and response? Some of you may know that my sister also streams on Twitch, normally Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I think we're still off this week. Time is also all meaning to me. I swear to God, like my whole work department is on the verge of like a mental breakdown. We are all having a super bad time. These are actually extremely good guesses. I cannot be disappointed in this. Mercury in retrograde, this never happens. Alternatively, never always happens. But no, the relevant one here would be lead with curiosity, where the fault of this technician is to assume that they know better than the information that I'm providing them, despite not actually looking at the technology. Instead of like listening to me earnestly and taking that input to try and solve the problem for themselves, they were just like, I'm the smartest. I am so smart. SMRT. F it, we bald. No, that's Zacula. That's different. Zacula is not my sister. We would know. We would all know by now if that was true. Keith says, the way I handle this is running a different OS at home to what I use at work, so I keep the problems separated. Well, you got to keep them separated. But also, unintentionally that has occurred because I have Windows 11 on my work computer. I sure don't have it on this one. Sarah says, I had a pothole the size of a stop sign and killed 2 tires. Then a week later, my phone screen blacked out and I needed to go to replace it. My coworkers think I pissed off a witch and am cursed now, given the amount of bad luck and bad things I've happened in the last 3 months. One of my bosses at my old job, I think that she was being like gaslit by like a criminal. Cause like she had to replace her tires like so many times in like 2 years. Like she ended up finding like a nail in her tire that ended up like destroying the tire like 5 times in like 2 years, I think. It was insane. Like it was like she was definitely upset about it. To the degree I'm upset about so many things. Incidentally, what a great transition. I wanted to hit you up with a postscript on 2 annoying stories from 2025, both discovered this week. It's all new old information, baby. Welcome to 2026. So I guess we'll go with the least impactful one first, which is it's been colder in Florida than it's been maybe since I've moved here, which isn't to say it's cold or that it's like anywhere near the temperatures that Demolition is always talking about because he lives in Chicago and the sky is bad there. But it's caused me to do an experiment and discover something unexpected about a certain part of my house. Now, if you are a longtime regular viewer of the stream, you may be aware that I had a plumbing emergency last year, which ultimately resulted in the disastrous occurrence that they caved in the ceiling of my kitchen and then pretended that like that didn't happen, which was unbelievably frustrating, which is like the absolute mildest way I can think to put that. But you probably don't remember, even if you're aware of that when that all resolved, what happened was they were supposed to complete those repairs in the span of like 2 days. I think we got a quote on Tuesday. They like got parts on Wednesday, and then it was supposed to be work on like Thursday and Friday, and they were supposed to complete the whole job of replumbing the house in that amount of time. That's what we were quoted for and promised and all that stuff. When it came around to Friday, and this was before the ceiling of the kitchen caved in, they had already blown the deadline because the plumber was like, okay, so like it's like Friday night at this point, and the situation is that like I haven't finished this work. The only thing that's not connected right now is the bathroom sink, which is relevant because what I've learned is about the bathroom sink. When I moved here, normal bathroom sink. Since that time, sink has functioned relatively normally. But here's the thing about having a water heater in your uninsulated garage, which isn't that unusual. And maybe there's just something unusual about the quality of the water heater I have. I really don't know. But it takes some more effort to get the water up to temperature, which isn't like the end of the world. But so like it's been cold enough that like when like external temperature cold water comes out to wash my hands, it feels really abrasive because I have like sensitive skin. And like one day I was like, I really don't want to just like wash my hands in like ice cold water. I'm gonna run it for a minute. And I ran the hot tap open for like 30 seconds, still cold. Minute, still cold. Couple minutes, still cold. Like 5 minutes, still cold. I'm like, well, that's completely abnormal. That's not right. And after like another minute, I thought to myself, huh. And I closed that tap and I opened the other tap. And after like a minute and a half or something, warm water. So when the plumber finally reconnected the sink tap in the bathroom, after all the nonsense he did, including caving in my kitchen ceiling, he flipped the temperature on them. Now, the one that's normally hot is cold. And the reason I haven't noticed that for like however many months it's been, like over 6 months or whatever, Um, maybe it's not that long. When did that happen? September? I don't know. But the point is that like it's because that even if I would use the cold tap, it would like take the external temperature water from the uninsulated garage in usually warm Florida, and it's like indistinguishable from having the warm tap on, which definitely made me feel insane. Um, it's not that big a deal, but it just goes to show how absolutely frustrating that experience is. That after all that time, still managed to find a new problem from that work, and also just like boy, did they sure not do like a great job in general. It is also the case, and I learned this not that long after the fact, that they didn't like necessarily properly affix the like uh the like tap in the bathtub. It's not like unconnected or anything, but it's like loose. If you jostle it, it just sort of like moves way too easily. Like it's just not fixed in place correctly. I don't recommend these guys. They're not good at their job. They they say this sort of thing has never happened before, but like boy, was that like a third like it wasn't just the ceiling. They did a really bad job all throughout. That one they were expedited heating and plumbing, I believe. My mom, I think, still has their business card, but I think the problem is that like because it was an emergency, I had to like research a bunch of them, and because they goofed up so bad, they like never gave me a final invoice, which was there's a lot. There's a lot there. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the one that actually caused that was expedited heating and plumbing. Um, But that wasn't the only one. That wasn't the only piece of unfinished business to attend to in 2026. The other, like also like not important. These are both just really annoying, which is why they're a PS and not like a epilogue or a news story or whatever. So you may remember closer to the end of the year, I did tell a story, and I only talked about it once, I think, but like how I got this like very like ominous letter from like the financial office of the city of Los Angeles or something, and they were like, "Oh, so we noticed that on your like tax return in like one specific year, you like listed that you like streamed Twitch and like got money as a business. How dare? So big, man." Yeah, exactly. The $1.29 of taxes. Correct. They made a huge to do of it. Anyone who I tried to like get in touch with on their end about it like acted like it was the end of the gosh darn world, like I'd committed like an unforgivable sin that tainted me forever. And after like a preposterous amount of time, they were like, it's not actually a big deal. If you want, you can like mail us a check for $1.29, so long as you send us this email to remind us that that's like how much money you owe. Lol, Lamau even. And so that got I think it was like the end of September that I initially got the thing saying like, okay, we like evaluated this and like you maybe owe us money, but you have to pursue that differently. And then that took like additional several weeks to get the information about the $1.29. But like so at that time they're like, okay, you're good. You have your like business certificate or whatever. It's cool. All good. Um, in the mail today, literally today, on January 16th of the year following that September. I got in the mail a copy of my stupid, idiot, dumb certificate. But here's the thing that you need to understand if you're not following super closely is that I live in Florida. I said that before. I've said it today and I'll say it again. I live in Florida. By the time they contacted me, I lived in Florida and, in fact, had lived in Florida for over a calendar year. So the fact that they felt the need to do that at all, very dumb. All of that, really. But then just like, why so soon? Was it necessary for them to expedite it? By which I mean, It took them like 3 months to mail the certificate that they insisted that I get for something that had happened in the distant past. I just don't understand why everything is like this. And the worst part, the very worst part, is that that's not even close to the worst part. If you have heard of the news, you know how much news there is. There's so much news. There's much too much news. They're sending your California business certificate to your home in Florida. Yes. And to some degree, I can understand why they don't necessarily think that's so weird. But like, there's like, I have to like divine some separate process now to get them to understand that, like, no, as I've explained before, I don't operate a business in the city of Los Angeles. I barely did when you got big mad about $1.29, and I definitely don't now. So you can definitely stop talking to me about this, and you could definitely stop mailing things unbelievably slowly. Thank you. This would be really silly and funny if it wasn't a real thing that's actually happening. That is such a high percentage of the things that happen to me. It's one of the very reasons why we're here, really, is so that I can tell you these stories and you don't have to live through them. Yeah, which is why I will I'll give you a quick media mention for the week. I don't think this will be relevant to too terribly many of you, but some of you might enjoy it, and I've been enjoying it for this past week. I watched like a bunch of nonsensical horror movies this week. Most of them not good at all. One of them so close to being so good, actually shocking. We'll talk more about those tomorrow if you're interested, because the late start on this, I don't want to waste too much time on it. But I stumbled on another like random YouTube channel. Like last week I mentioned the True Crime Unleashed, where a guy describes episodes of Scooby-Doo to people who don't know that he's describing episodes of Scooby-Doo, to see if they catch on to the fact that it's Scooby-Doo before he gets to the end of the story and reveals, like, you know, the craziest part of all this is when they arrested the guy, he said, I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. It's just a really good premise. I do recommend it. I don't know what, I mean, algorithmic social media, I think, is generally pretty busted, but like I put a lot of stock in the YouTube one, mainly because it has so much information about my viewing habits that it actually guesses right a pretty good amount of the time. But like I found a channel called Crit Crab, and it probably won't surprise you to know that like it had like a big thumbnail image of a cartoon crab wearing a crown, and I was like, what is this? Tell me more. And what Crit Crab does, for the most part, it's been around a long time. I don't know if the old videos are like this, but the recent ones are basically just like, guy uses a few stills of an awesome cartoon crab as like an avatar for himself to demonstrate a story. There, he tells stories about people's like Dungeons and Dragons experiences and like some truly like insane things that people have done to each other in the pursuit of tabletop role-playing games. And I don't, it's probably something about my like busted up mental state that I'm like, all I want to do is watch like 20-minute videos of a cartoon crab telling me about people being like absolutely socially unbalanced to each other while pretending to be like orcs and elves and stuff. Again, don't know that this is necessarily for everyone or even many of you, but I have found it very interesting. And, you know, it might be your bag, baby. One final thing I'll note, and we can discuss this further as we play or tomorrow or some other time if you want. I will mention something that you're not going to believe, which is that this week we premiered a brand new Star Trek show. Awesome, right? All the new Star Trek, so good. And the trailers for this looked real bad. I would say like real bad. I watched it. I gave it a fair chance. It is watchable. I'm not going to overstate it because I mean, Strange New Worlds started okay, and in my opinion, the last season was real bad. But the thing is, yeah, watchable. Zachel has the correct response. It is a huge deal for me to say this. So here's the thing. When they talked about making new Star Trek, like following like the big long gap after like Voyager and Enterprise went off the air, I was like skeptical. I was like, okay, like maybe you'll come up with something that's like fun, but like it's probably not going to live up to Star Trek. And what we got when they made it was like Star Trek Discovery, and then to varying degrees, Strange New Worlds, and like a few other things that they've tried to do. Like Picard was also like really bad. What we got instead was like way, very, 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 very much worse. Was like so much worse than like, I know it's not going to live up to my expectations, but maybe it'll be good. Instead, it was like, this is bad enough to actually be kind of offensive. But Starfleet Academy is watchable. It has good characters. It has the right tone. It has the wrong protagonist. And I'm going to be very clear about this. The first 20 minutes of the first episode are awful. They watched like Star Trek Discovery. They are extremely bad. And I've already read accounts of people being like, I watched 20 minutes and turned it off. No, if you're going to give it a shot, you have to make it past the 20-minute mark. Isn't it a continuation of Discovery? Like, technically, I didn't watch all of Discovery because as much of a masochist as I am, I think like that show I think was genuinely like running a risk of like blood pressure problems. That show was so bad, it was like making me like have physical like symptoms of stress from watching it. It was so bad. But like, yes, it follows after Discovery. They mentioned this thing called the burn that I don't know what it is, that I thought they made up for this, but apparently it's some really dumb thing from late Discovery that sounds dumb. But like to me, the important part is this, and I'm not really going to spoil much. I'm just going to tell you sort of the premise. Like, yes, it is about Starfleet Academy. It is about a bunch of young people trying to be Starfleet officers. It's right in the name. It's not surprising. But like the thing that's new, that's like different about it, is that like they set it in an era where like it's like post some like sort of like Zionistic retraction of Starfleet, where like all the people who are in Starfleet like sort of started looking after themselves. So like some of the old reliable alliances were like no longer like a thing. Like the second episode touches on this in kind of extensive detail. But like the point being that like instead of like constantly having Starfleet just be awful, which is like a thing that happened in the old TV show Andromeda, which is pretty not consistently good for mainly this reason. But like they had their own like Starfleet analog, and like every other week it'd be like, they are the salvation of the universe. They are actually the devil. Just kidding, they're good, but you can't trust them. And it's like at a certain point you need to pick a lane. Like you cannot do that. And I feel like a lot of the new Star Trek has been like that. They've just been like, we think it's more convenient for like Starfleet to always be bad, and so like everyone has to go rogue all the time. But like now they basically like they set Starfleet Academy at such like a low point that they're basically like, it can't get any worse than this. We have to be optimistic because we screwed it up so bad. Like there's almost an amount of self-awareness about how bad new Star Trek is. Because like just the setting is basically like everything is so bad that the future like has to be good. Like at some point it just has to be better than this. So like it even if by accident has like the correct tone for like a Star Trek show. And like a majority of the characters that they've introduced are interesting. It's like it has some really promising elements that I think truly none of the previous New Trek, even Strange New Worlds, has. Um, if only that applied to life. Yeah, it's a little aspirational, but like I'll take what I can. But like this is part of my problem though, is that like Star Trek is aspirational. Like Star Trek has always imagined a future where humanity is like beyond these things. It's like integral to like Gene Roddenberry's whole life philosophy, which is the foundation of Star Trek. It is one of the most critical elements to making a Star Trek show. So the fact that like all the new Star Trek is like Starfleet is bad and causes war and is like all this like bad stuff and it's super corrupt and evil and blah blah blah. It's not Star Trek. It cannot be Star Trek at that. The old Star Trek series had storylines where they were like bad actors and they were like, no, you have to be held accountable because we are in a future where this sucks and we know it sucks and we're throwing you in space prison and get bent. Like that's what we do with that type of story in Star Trek. You don't like set entire series at a time against these backdrops of war where like Starfleet is criminally culpable and they're the bad guy. It sucks. It's not Star Trek. So like yes, it's aspirational, but it should be. And like that's like the main thing that's good so far about Starfleet Academy. I'm not saying it's amazing. I'm not saying it lives up to old Star Trek. But what I would say is that Starfleet Academy is almost exactly what I would have expected from what we got from Discovery when they were like a new Star Trek show from people who like didn't work on Star Trek and are like kind of trying to figure it out. That's what Starfleet Academy feels like. It still uses like contemporary lingo and swearing and stuff, and it kind of sucks. The dialogue is not always great, but like there's some dialogue that's actually good. And they got some like really good actors to like anchor this cast of like newcomers. And some of the newcomers are also good. And then, in my opinion, the arguable main character among the young cast, who is like definitely the worst of like the whole core cast. So like that's not great. It gives me some cause for concern because that was a big problem that Discovery had, is that they picked this character to be the protagonist and she sucked unbelievably bad. She's like one of the worst protagonists in like any. She's like on par with like all the protagonists we hate from like all the games we played on stream where we get mad. I love how much Zakula understands these points from me. Like there are like a bunch of like legitimate good jokes in the first two episodes of Starfleet Academy. They dropped 2 this week. That like they're not just some like waka waka Gen Z nonsense. They're like actual jokes. Like yes, some of them still have like contemporary language to them, but like at least they're written like jokes, and also like they're not internally inconsistent with like an academy where people are trying to learn to be like professional people. Does it have its problems? Absolutely, it does. But like, I don't know, the characters seem to have some depth to them already. They have like interesting like properties and traits and stuff. Jokes that are maybe sometimes funny is huge. It honestly is. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is about like this era of like streaming content that has made it so difficult for people to like write good. But like, boy, there's so many shows that just like don't get anything. It's so frustrating. Wait, Demolition says, from what I heard, the lingo disappears in episode 4. That would be huge if true. That shows a level of commitment to trying to be Star Trek that I do not have confidence in this staff to accomplish. I would be extremely excited about that. But like, I genuinely am a little optimistic about this. I'm not outright recommending it to you, but what I'm saying is much like the Orville, which I still think you guys aren't taking me seriously on. But like, much like the Orville, it's worth a chance. Try it for yourself. One of the things that I think is really funny is that like, these 2 episodes of Starfleet Academy have been so polarizing. It's so interesting to me. Like, it's actually really reassuring to me because, like, I think it demonstrates that I'm still critically and independently evaluating things that I consume, because, like, I neither hopped right on the bandwagon of people being like, oh my god, it's actually good, nor these people who are like so jaded and burnt out on the new Star Trek that they're just like, I watched the 10 minutes and I gave up. But like, I watched it, and like, I'll say this personally, for me, I think the first one's a lot stronger than the second one. There's a lot of like personal preference in that. The second one's not outright terrible, but it focuses a lot more on the guy who I think is like one of the worst characters in the cast. Um, but like, I don't know. I think it's worth trying for yourself, which is like not something I'd say about like Picard or Discovery. I'd be like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like one of the teachers they introduce in like the second episode is like a character from like late Discovery or something. I don't know. I don't really care that much. They're gonna have to try a lot harder to get me to like watch more Discovery than I did. I'll just like, memory alpha exists. The internet's here. I guess as the simple answer in the real one is that streamers make and write shows with the assumption that viewers will be on their phone and are only half paying attention to the show. There's some validity to that, but I also don't think that comes close to explaining the breadth of issues we're talking about. Like bonkers tabletop game stories, you want the Old Man Henderson one. I don't know enough context to identify what that is. It says, hi Vasco, I've gone to bed, wanted to say hello, and then I've been fighting the strongest jarlet all day and finally won. Oh, that is exciting. Hey, Neko, if you're still here. One final thing, and then I promise we'll get into the game, is that I teased last week that there might be something fun to add to the stream. It's not quite done yet. That's entirely my fault. It's going to be really exciting when we get there. I think everyone here is going to love it. But I will say that a couple of people in chat had asked me for a specific name to be added to the name game, and it's in there. But keep in mind that you definitely have a less than 1% chance of getting it, because that's how name game works. Although I will also say, as a tease, for those of you who care,
Number 89, the original Cyclops killer.
Demolition will now proceed to spend the rest of the stream burning his points, and that's his prerogative. Just be aware of that. But
Nina from Pasadena.
I did notice.
Was it?
I believe there are 4 names. Now that I've added this new one, I believe there are a total of 4 names that have not been randomized
Kodaka
on stream before. I think there were 3 previously that had been on the list. I'm not 100% on this, but if they had triggered, it was like once. Like they have not come up recently at all, and I don't remember them coming up. So it's possible that they've never played before. So you might find those along the way. Anyway, now we're done with... Oh, by the way, only like 38 minutes into the stream and nearly an hour into my normal time frame. Ahoy, land lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. I have been consciously aware of the fact that I didn't do that because someone got me started on something almost right away. Let's hop over to the game. Now, I'm going to try and make a more concerted effort today. And the volume should be fixed, and hopefully the controller isn't super duper crazy cursed. YouTube doesn't get any of that. No, I'm just gonna... It's basically tail slating it. I'm gonna put in almost all of that. I think basically all of that gets in there. It's just for closure, you know? It's just like... you know, people who are like creatures of habit, if they're aware of that, it might upset them. So we're here now. So I'm gonna try and do a better job of summarizing some things as we go along. I'm not sure how useful like recap at the top of the stream is with a game like this. I know I didn't do very much last time because I was having all the controller issues. But like this game and its progression system are like so weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try is all. I'm gonna try, and we're gonna try like not to like break anything. Let's continue the game. And now that we're in the game, and we're clicked into the game, I'll try to recap a little, but like the progression makes it really hard. Actually, it's actually much easier to tell you what happened in the second half of the stream because it was relatively remarkable and yet nothing of importance happened. Okay, can we? Oh, it worked. I understand. I see the matrix and I think I can stop the controller from misbehaving from now on. Hooray for me! Did I actually finish that thought? You should watch the Orville. Like, try Starfleet Academy, see if you like it, but like the Orville is like literally the best Star Trek since Voyager. Easy, hands down, not close. If you're not taking me seriously, that's on you. That's your bad for not giving it a chance. It's legitimately really good. Anyway, controller's working. Hooray for me. So what happened last time? Well, I swear to God, I've talked to every godforsaken person in this entire stupid haunted house about a game of bridge that occurred on Tuesday of this week. And that's supposed to be some, like, critical hypothesis that if I solve it, I'll have some breakthrough in the case. And I cannot for the life of me figure out how to advance that any further. Any suggestions you have would be greatly appreciated. I think I was still doing that at the start of Saturday stream when I finally had the grim realization that I was like doing it backwards because I just kind of got lost in the sauce and wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. Jakey says, I didn't like the first season of The Orville, but I did watch it. It was too comedic. It mellows out. I mean, like, if you saw the first season, you know that the first, like, episode or maybe two are, like, really heavy on, like, trying to be funny. And, like, it keeps, like, levity, but it stops being, like, comedy for the most part, like, pretty quickly. I think, like, all of season 2 and season 3 are basically just straight Star Trek. But, like, I think there's enough groundwork and good stuff in season 1 that it's worth watching. It's not something like Parks and Rec, where, like, a lot of people are like, just start at season 2. Which is funny because I did that accidentally and it worked out great. The only thing I didn't like from season 2 and 3 are just copies of TNG scripts.
Zombie ninja monkey pirates.
I mean, that's fair. Like,
I'm telling
I think that's
it's
fair,
Kagami.
but like at the same time, like
The second runner-up in the Miss Teen Oklahoma pageant.
in this day and age, especially following like new Star Trek, I am. Oh wait, that's one of them. You hit Makoto Kagutsuchi. He was on my list of. I couldn't remember if we ever triggered him. I don't know if you remember that. I remember that and one of the others because they were like two of the very last ones that I put on the list. And so I was like, that's so weird because they were there at the dawn of time.
Renju Okiura.
But like, yeah, I mean, in this day and age, I'll take like...
A Miss Greta Grunwald of
I'll take bad TNG over like Discovery like 1,000 times out of 10.
Thunderbolt.
Not close. Dasuhiko Thunderbolt like randomizes every like 4 guesses, I swear. Okay. So, I asked a bunch of people about the bridge game, and...
Oh, my mistake. It's Mimigawa, isn't it?
I'm gonna ask really politely, can you wait until I'm done the recap? It's very distracting. You can decline if you want to, but like, it's gonna take longer before we get anything done. So, the bridge game happened on Tuesday, and I was like the mistake I made is that I was trying to ask everyone who was in the bridge game to corroborate the bridge game, because I thought, for some reason, the understanding I had is that something interesting happened at the bridge game, and if I gathered enough accounts, I'd, like, figure out why that was noteworthy. And apparently my actual goal was this. I wanted to figure out what everyone was doing at that time, and I should just ignore everyone who was in the bridge game as long as multiple people sort of corroborated the same people being at the table. The end result of that is I've found, like, I think exactly 2 people who don't have some type of alibi, and those are Mr. Scarrett, also known as Scraw or Skirt. Chat doesn't like to say his regular name for some reason. and the blonde younger guy whose name I don't remember. And the issue is that they've both given me like a weird account of their whereabouts, but like they're both given in such a way that like there's not an obvious like person I can check with or like type of evidence that I can use to like corroborate whether they're lying to me or not. So like I think one of those two people is responsible for luring the reason why we're here at the house is to figure out what happened to a woman named Evelyn Dean. Someone wrote to us and said she basically vanished under weird circumstances and we suspect foul play. Like, please check it out. I'll give you a ton of money, especially if you find her alive. So that's like why we're here. And like we discovered that she like went out at night into this hedge maze and like basically seems to have vanished at that point. And like leading up to it, someone told us that there was like an argument that happened in a hallway, and we're trying to figure out like who she would have fought with. And like I just haven't managed to find conclusive evidence of that. It's very annoying. But then, accidentally, and I don't even remember fully how I triggered this, toward the end of the last stream, what ended up happening is that, like, I started inquiring about something that didn't seem like it was super useful, because, like, I noticed, like, one of my, like, mystery corkboard things was, like, ask people about shadowy figure, who was, like, also part of this magical vision we had about, like, what happened to Evelyn Dean. And like the second person I asked was like, you know what? That sounds like some type of like Irish folklore deity creature. And then I fell down this like unbelievable rabbit hole of like unpronounceable like Gaelic folklore things. And like the end result of that, if I can remember how any of the controls in this game work. What am I looking for? This. The end result of that is the haunting? Yeah. The end result of that is that, like, someone has given me reason to think that there's, like, a portal to, like, Tir na Nog, which is, like, a... not exactly like a hell allegory, but like kind of like a mysterious underworld that like connects to an afterlife or something. From Shadowrun. No, I mean it's from folklore. That's where Shadowrun got it. But like I guess Demolition said he did something with that in Shadowrun last week. But, like, that's pretty much where we're at. I spent, like, the second half of the stream, like, looking in random books and asking people about shadows and Irish gods and stuff. And, like, it's another thing where, like, if we look at our, like, progress maps, I have 18 out of 21 progress on, like, Celtic folklore. And I have 21 out of 24 progress on, like, what happened before Evelyn Dean went missing. And I just don't know, like, how to progress either of those. And that's kind of where we're at. Game starts. A mere 54 minutes into the stream. How are you all? Have a nice evening. I don't know that I have anything left to talk to Miss Callaghan about.
Ah, Declan.
But, like, she is, like, Irish folklore lady. So I asked her a bunch of stuff. You know what? I didn't ask her about the bridge game. So I guess I might as well do that. Were you at the bridge game on Tuesday? I was, dear, and a fine thrashing we gave the posh beggars, too. No, if she's at the table, she's not going to tell me anything interesting, which is probably why I didn't do this last week, but shut up about it. I don't know if this is relevant. It was myself and Rory against Marquess Blake and Mr. Coventry. The other table was Miss Quinn and Mrs. Lau against Miss Darcy and poor Miss Barbosa, who thought it'd be fun to play, but was soon set right in those thoughts. Anything else I think I care about with you? Oh, I also did learn toward the end of last week's stream that if I ask a person about the concept of the timetable, they will proceed to tell me every single thing they plan to do for the rest of the weekend. Like a broken NPC. Like I've hacked into the code and I've like figured out where their walking cycle takes them or something. In like a Hitman game or something along those lines. Do I have her timetable, actually?
You take care.
We're coming up on 5 p.m., and the main thing I remember about 5 p.m. is that that is the time that, like, Evelyn Dean had some planned meeting in the bar. Does that end up being, like, a good clue? I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, let me find... what's her face? Rogue. Speaker. Okay, it doesn't look like I have her life story. So go ahead and tell me your life story. I'll add it to my copybook. This one. Timetable. Go. I do think it's quite likely I'll be out in the maze for most of it. This old well may not show it, but it needs a great deal more care than it likes to let on. Between all that, my dear nephew and I have lunch plans at 1. I want to run through my talk with him, which incidentally is in the drawing room at 3. After that, it's dinner at 7 and feet up for the night. As for tomorrow, it seems I'll be in the maze most of the day again, Declan. I've offered a few scrying lessons. That is something we did learn from somewhere. Was it her room? It probably was. I guess she just didn't have, like, a notebook telling me her life story. Otherwise, I'll still have lunch at 1. I'm seeing the drawing room talks at 3 and 5. Then, of course, it's time to face the seance and see what's to come of it. Rocks fall, everybody dies. I should... I should
You take care now.
I should talk to her stupid nephew about the dreams. Like Mr. Toussaint. Oh. Do I know how you factor into the story of... I guess the fight is the one I'd probably ask him about. Huh? Oh, he wasn't there yet. That's why I don't have information on him. He's one of the 2 characters who wasn't there. 2 people showed up after Tuesday, aside from myself. The thing is, like, there's no, like, librarian on site, so I don't know how I would confirm. Mr. Scarrett says that he was in the library at the time that, like, the fight happened. Whereas this blonde guy who's my other main suspect, Mr. O'Meara, says he was in his room praying, which is, you know, likely story, right? Your librarian on site is me. Okay, Jakey, was Mr. Skirt in the library on Tuesday night? Because, like, that's why I need an on-site librarian. I mean, the closest thing I have to that is Mrs. Darcy, but as that last conversation just reminded me, she was part of the bridge game, so there's no shot she was in the library then, even though she spends most of her time there. That's actually really interesting. Oh, if I look at this, it will tell me who I haven't asked about the bridge game. And one of those people is a character I haven't met, which I think is, like, definitely the Marquess. But the weird thing about that is that, like, the younger kid who's, like, a member of the Blake family is on this list, even though I've never talked to him. These are all Jane... Are they all Jane Austen names, or are just some of them Jane Austen names? Obviously, like, you have Mrs. Darcy instead of Mr. Darcy, which is, like, an obvious, famous one. Can I figure out... That is... So I can talk to her right now. The other lady... Is it her in the atrium? No, that's her in the southeast corridor. Alright, I'm not talking to you. That's a short-lived running joke between my best friend in high school and I don't remember, like, what prompted it, but the concept is still, like, really funny to me to this day. The notion that you would like call someone and instead of saying hi or whatever thing you would intend to say to a person you called, just be like, I don't want to talk to you, and then just immediately hang up on them. Which is kind of a thing that happens a lot in adventure games and adventure adjacent games such as this. Well, that reminds me of that miserable... Demolition posted one of those like ranked lists that someone made of like the best adventure games of all time, and it was like really offensive to me, and some of you saw it on the Discord. Is Scarrett also a Jane Austen? I'm not extremely well versed in Jane Austen, I'll admit, but slight chance it's a coincidence. Not super convinced of that. Okay, let us talk to Miss Darcy.
Mr. Ward.
I have. Oh yeah. This might have been in the second half of Saturday's stream. I don't remember
His real
precisely.
name is Yonaharu Enda.
We did actually.
A new supervillain in town called the Banker.
And the Demolition is back with this too. We did. We completed an exorcism. This lady killed her husband because he cheated on her, and then he was haunting her, and so she was like looking for someone to do a seance. So or not a seance, an exorcism. So we found a guy who would do that, and then it happened like really fast, like really, really fast. We went from like 0 to fully trapped that dead spirit in a ring in like less than 2 minutes. Let us talk to her about the bridge game.
Civil pandemic, licensed psychotherapist.
Junior, the youngest and most horrible
roundly
of the elder
trashed.
gods.
Don't want to speak about it anymore. Did any attend? Suppose I'll say we eventually managed to convince the doctor to play after no small amount of badgering. He was a good sport about it, and was surprisingly good at the game itself, come to think of it. His aunt was there too, of course, as was Miss Quinn, Miss Barbosa, Miss Lau, Miss Coventry, Mr. Coventry, and the Marquess. Okay. No, don't analyze, shut up.
That was all.
Good day.
That was all. Okay. Now I want to look at mysteries again. Let's talk to her. Don't have to talk. I guess I can.
Mila Jovovich.
Like 2 folks left I can ask about.
Renju
Maybe one of them
Okiura.
will break this case wide open. And if not, good luck to me.
Cybernetically enhanced space marine with no memory
Sam
of
and
his
Max,
past.
freelance police.
Fun fact, I've tried to keep a soft limit of about 4 seconds as a max for any one of those sound clips, but that doesn't stop them from running together. I did check a setting
Was it?
on StreamerBot that says that the sound clip has to finish playing before another one will play, and it doesn't do that. So I don't know what that button does. Okay, where am I trying to get? And which one of these buttons is next?
John Muir, huh?
So I am
Cybernetically
here.
enhanced space marine with no memory
I
of
mentioned
his
that
past.
because the cybernetically enhanced Space Marine is one of the absolute longest, but I really badly wanted it, and so that became my benchmark. Hey,
Chauveau,
what are you
who was a
doing here?
mole
You're
man.
super weird.
Rubber Man, was it?
Mr. Ward, you need to talk to me.
Let us ask her about the bridge game. Yes, so I was not there. I was taking a walk in the gardens, and then I retired to my room. Dang it, I was really hoping she was in the library and could tell me that Mr. Scarrett was there, and then I could proceed with the video game. Is there anything else I want to ask this lady about? I guess if she has information on the soul jars, that's probably relevant. The blonde guy is like trying to have near-death experiences so he can see a biblically accurate angel and then like trap it in a jar like a demented Pokemon or something. So any source on that, I guess, is probably good information.
Wow, a crazy evil ventriloquist dummy.
I mean, at least one character in this game could be described that way. Does the term soul jar mean anything to you?
Thunderbolt.
Well, it's not technically my field of expertise, but they're jars used to capture the essence of living beings. Not all of them, of course. Soul jars are part of funeral rites in the East, and no real-world effect, but I suspect here you are asking about the magical type. Ooh, she's the only one I could ask about the maps that I definitely found in her room, right? You explored much of the manor? Some, but I'm keen to see it all. Not all of it is open to the public. I wonder how upset they would be to find me out of those bounds. What harm could come from curiosity? Well, that's an interesting comment. I will ask her about her drawing of a vase.
A new supervillain in town called the Banker.
The vase of Nectanebo. I can see it when I close my eyes. Long buried and then long lost. It should be somewhere here in these halls. But it is not here to see. Someone has it hidden away. But where? The basement? The church? Blake's own residence? I can find nothing. If only I could find some records. Excuse me, I am just passionate. I can research the vase of Nectanebo? I would also... Ooh, I probably should ask her about the fascination. The vase you're studying, is it an artifact you have a particular interest in? I discovered it had been acquired by a member of the Irish gentry a few years ago, and as is true of so much of our history in Egypt, it was taken from its rightful home and kept as a souvenir. Supposedly it's stored somewhere among Blake's possessions. I would be interested in seeing it. Nothing suspicious about that at all. How about stamp collecting? Tell me everything you plan to do. I do not think I can miss the ball this evening. Is there a ball this evening? Did I miss that? I haven't paid very close attention to the schedule. I'll level with you. I want to know what is considered to be a party over here. Until then, I'm interested in the history of this manor, so I will attend the Marquess's talk at 11. I must have missed that this morning. I'm meeting Mr. O'Meara for lunch at 1. Yep, we're there for that. Social obligations aside, I intend to explore the manor. Quite an interesting building, and so large, I'm sure it holds many secrets. I hear the graveyard is opening up too. Is it? I may pay a visit there around 11. Good to know. And of course, I do not think I can miss the seance. That's all the TV there is for this lady. Now that I sort of understand what she's doing, I appreciate...
Definitely Jin Fudoe.
It's not, you're mistaken. I definitely appreciate the fact that she's just sort of like hanging out alone by the basement stairs. Just like hoping that the door will open or something.
Shoko Nadami.
So this is
Makoto
Mrs. Lau.
Kagutsuchi.
And the reason...
Is it Kanaiza?
I think I have to do this. So you were on... Yeah, Mrs. Lau is like also like a player at the bridge game, which is why I haven't asked her about it. But like... I feel like the only way out is through.
Hello?
Oh, no, I did ask her about the bridge game. Wait, who's the last one that I didn't ask about it? Oh, it's her...
That's all, Miss...
Farewell.
Friend, the sexy witch. Hello.
Hello,
I guess
Mr. Ward.
that's a good point.
How are you?
If she wasn't with Mrs. Lau and Mrs. Lau was at the game, what was she doing? Were you at the bridge game on Tuesday? Me? No, I was taking a nap. I think Victoria was there, though. God bless America. This is such useless
I'll let
trash.
you be.
Take care.
Garbage. Human garbage. Alright, take me... Hey, you know what's... Hey, you know what's awesome? If I press the left or right trigger, it only happens once. If you weren't here for Saturday, I was on the verge of a mental breakdown the whole time.
That's definitely Jin Fudoe.
I don't know why that's definitely Jin Fudoe is really funny to me. Like, Jin Fudoe is not an
The
especially
fantastic
interesting
fighting
character
DT man.
from those games, in my opinion. But,
That's definitely Jin Fudoe.
the randomizer agrees. It's like the fourth time this happened in 20 minutes.
Fighting DT man.
Okay, the thing I wanted to check was...
Naturalist John Muir, huh?
Okay, help me out.
Rubber Man, was it?
Help me out, for real. I have talked to like 3 new people that I hadn't spoken to before. How is that none additional evidence? Like, how are there still 3 pieces of evidence and none leads? I would rather have none pieces of evidence and 3 leads. Does this have a list of lists? So, if you pay unbelievably, unbearably close attention, evidence... I don't know how to call it. The menu system in this game is trash. It genuinely is awful. I really don't like it. But like the list of like conversation subjects and things that you learn and find and whatever, evidence, records, topics, whatever. If you look at them, they will show you people. It shows you a list of portraits of who you can ask about it. And if you've talked to them about it, it puts like a little eye icon on the top part of the circle of the portrait. So like you can tell who you've asked by looking at this, which is something I think I figured out at like the end of the last stream or something. I played the round tree game. Do you mean the root tree game? The root trees are dead? I played that like exactly a year ago. I think it was like January of last year I played that. Which is deeply horrifying to consider. But yeah, I played the main game. I didn't play there's like an epilogue thing. And this is worse. Oh, this is so much worse. Like, that was not elegant. But at least it was mostly clear what to take away from. Like, for one, this game has like fully 20 interactable characters. And each one has a certain subset of things you can ask them about, but it's not a small subset. And in addition to that, every character has like 2 to like 5 observations you make about the individual character the first time you interact with them.
Kagami!
And like each one of those is a thing you can ask them about. And a lot of them are irrelevant. And like a very small number of those isn't. And on top of all of that, time is a finite resource. Every time you talk to someone about anything, it is 1 time unit, 1 minute of your day. And you have like basically 2 days to solve the whole case. They're long days, but you have 2 days. And it's unclear what the scope of the case is, or like how deep you need to get in the investigation. I've made very little progress in very much time. But like, yeah, so let me demonstrate. Let's talk to Mrs. Lau. Hi, Mrs. Lau.
Hello.
I don't even think you're like a particularly good example. But like, here's like all the stuff that, here are literally all of the subjects I can ask this one individual character about. Second sight, chaperoning, a morning cameo, her watchful expression, the concept of a curse that one character's family has in this game, the concept of strange dreams that most people in this hotel seem to be sharing.
Wow,
What she's doing for the rest of the weekend. The concept of hauntings, a strange device in the foyer, strange happenings at the hotel, the seance that's coming up at the end of the weekend, the bridge game, and then all 20 characters in the game. It's just a sloppy mess. It's just like too much to manage of this amount of inventory or more for 20 separate characters. And like it has these little like tabs that narrow it down, but they're not very helpful because the subjects that it breaks it down into don't do anything to help you figure out what's actually useful and what's not. Like, it would be super great if it was like, if one of these was like an active leads tab and one of them was like ongoing investigations, but just like the concept of documents is like wildly
It's the
unhelpful.
personification of Max's superego.
That's all, Mrs. Lau.
Farewell, Mr.
Seems to be designed for PC
His
mouse and
name
not
is
controller.
Sitsugamushi.
Demolition, that feels like a dishonest description. Cause like, do you truly believe that like by
Was it
using
emoji?
a mouse and keyboard interface, you would suddenly be like, this makes sense. This is a good way to manage this amount of information. A bit? I think that's dishonest. I think you're being ridiculous. the main reason why I think that's an absurd point of view. The vast majority of those subjects are absolutely useless. And like only by trial and error do you figure out what's useful. I think this game wasn't designed for the general public. I definitely agree with that.
Naturalist John Muir, huh?
Like this game is absolutely not for general audience. But like I think this whole line of hang on, a ghost? Hello? It's weird that there's like a couple places where you see ghosts and they're like fixed locations. But like you can't do anything about it. But like I really don't think I don't think that's a real take. I think you're being deliberately silly.
Sakura Asahi?
I had almost forgot.
Fubuki Clockford, the heiress to the famous Clockford family.
It's a cutie with a killer body.
We did find this
3
weird
syllables,
painting.
6 letters.
I don't think I have a relevant
Kodaka.
key for it, but like I do have to remember this is here because it's probably important.
The Lord High Samun Mak, maker of worlds and breather of life.
Lord High Salmon Mac, also one of the absolute longest sound bites in the archive currently.
Kringle, the well-known toy tycoon.
I thought about truncating it, but it felt like it didn't have the correct
Koto
gravitas.
Kagutsuchi.
I'm gonna look at the fireplace because I haven't done that, and arguably it could provide me with evidence about Mr. Scarrett being here. Fire seems to be dying out. Excellent use of 1 minute of my human life.
Patton Oswald?
I'm gonna put this out there, and again, in no way do I mean to deter Demolition from having his fun with his channel points. But this is the precise reason why everything is costed the way it is. So when people are like, I want the sound redemptions to be cheaper, just remember this.
Salmon Max, freelance police.
Like if I was really adamant that like I needed you to stop, it is within my power to make that happen. I have 2 different avenues to do that. Thank you for the 500 completely unnecessary bits, Demolition. Again, not trying to be critical of that. Much more, definitely much more intentional trying to call you out on your ridiculous take about this game's layout of information that I think is unbelievably hot. It is so hot that potholders would not keep you safe from that take. Secula says you cannot make the sound redemptions cheaper because Zach, cannot be trusted with cheaper sound redemptions. It's not even necessarily that there's any particular bad actor in chat that makes me think it's really big on like Rubberman and
Did
John
someone
Muir's
say birthday?
Oh, did someone happen to say birthday?
Look at all this trash.
Look at this trash. So I got 4 minutes till 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, something potentially interesting happens. I don't know how to advance any of my current goals. I'm not currently aware of anything. Let me look at my stupid dumpster mystery thing again. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Let me ask, Rory, I guess? Where is Rory? Anyone remember where Rory is? Not that guy. Do I just not know where he is? Is that what's up? Those guys are still at the front desk.
Makoto Kagutsuchi.
Sunfish Pockets Poseidon.
I think it's
The
lunch at
origami
5.
killer.
No, it's not lunch at 5. It's like incriminating meeting at 5. I'm excited. Like some plot could happen. Dude, where's this idiot?
A Miss Greta Grunwald of Cologne.
Wasn't there something I wanted to ask, like, D Hunter?
Sybil Pandemic, licensed psychotherapist.
I couldn't tell you what it was. I think there's something. Dude.
His name is Sutsugamushi.
So he's not in the bar. I can't go in the dining room. Let me check, like, the front
Trixie
hall
the giraffe
stuff.
neck girl from Scranton.
It's like this is, if I went to a hotel and lunch was at 5,
Namidate.
someone's going to the emergency room. Who's been watching The Pit? There's a lot of gross stuff on The Pit.
Zombie
Great show.
Abraham Lincoln?
I recommend it, but it is really gross. Like, it's not gross for its own sake, but it's a
Nina
medical
from
drama, and they
Pasadena.
don't mess around. Really into Primal. Is it the
Doug,
Jendi
the mole man.
Taradovsky thing that I only heard about when it was like in season 2 or something? Tried to watch The Pit and it stressed me out too much. That's fair, I think. They don't mess around.
Fashionable DT
Mom
man.
says that she will take the abandoned baby from the first episode of season 2 of The Pit. I believe it.
That's Servine. It's gotta be.
And it's not. It's an abandoned baby. I don't know how you could possibly confuse those things. Don't be ridiculous.
Cape.
Harrier Dubois.
He is only known among detectives as Number 1.
Where might I find a human being? Guess I haven't checked all the hallways. I think I checked this one, though, right? I'm in this one. That's fine. Actually, I don't know. The lady down there is like downstairs, so maybe I haven't been on this floor. Trying to find the doctor. I feel like a game like this where you end up doing a lot of walking around a building should have like a 1 in 1,000% chance of like when you start moving forward, it just like switches to like a horse galloping sound effect for a while. Just no explanation. Like that weird thing that would happen sometimes in Mario Maker where like some like ridiculously small percentage of the time, like when you die, like you hear this like really dramatic like drawn out sequence where like Mario like falls a long way and you hear his voice get really distant and then he like thuds and then like walks off. I might just like talk to someone for like 4 minutes and just see what happens at 5. Just kind of hoping. Look at chess. Secluded area for a game of chess. Do I know who this guy is? One of the Blakes. I can't tell them apart. I don't care.
The Internet Wizard!
He is only known among detectives as Number 1.
Sakura Asahi?
Also,
That's Ms. Demon Mama Bosco to you.
I don't know if I've mentioned it recently, but like there are a
He is
lot of
only
ways to
known
get
among
game
detectives
overs
as
in this game.
Number 1.
Can I ask you about anything
See
interesting, Seance Lady? I have not asked her about Miss Dean's invitation. I think that's technically part of an ongoing mystery of mine. I'll do it. Someone told me Miss Dean was specifically invited to the seance. Oh, like me? They invited others? Oh, Senor Ward, will I never be enough for these rich people? Oh, I do not think... Senor, Ward, please, I am making fun. What do I care who has been invited alongside me? No, that's obviously not what we're doing here. Hello? You know what? Just tell me what you're doing the rest of the weekend. Let it be 5. I plan to spend so much of my weekend giving readings in the hedge maze when I am free, of course. And of course, I have my talk today at 5. Oh, she's got something going on at 5, like right now. After this, I'm to meet Signora Callaghan for dinner at 7. I think she intends to chew my ear off about this weekend. And there is the ball this evening. Tomorrow? Again, tomorrow I will spend some time giving like, this is like the wildest, like most unnatural. Like the fact that you could do this with like every character is insane
some
to
flesh
me.
friends then?
I'll spend time in the garden doing more readings. Mostly, my energies will be focused on preparing for the silent dinner and the grand seance.
That's all.
Of course.
It's 5 now.
Fashionable
That's how the
DT man.
flagged events show up, huh?
He is only known among detectives as Number 1.
This person is Sakura!
Famed naturalist
Normally
John
deep
Muir.
purple over here. Alright, I'm gonna do a save.
Press cybernetically enhanced Space Marine with no memory of his past.
The second runner-up in the Miss Teen Oklahoma pageant.
Nina from Pasadena!
Why, hello, nurse.
Hello. What brings you back?
Coat note, coat note, coat note. What are the coat notes? Coat note? A note to Miss Dean requesting to meet, found in a jacket pocket in the cloakroom.
I don't need a map to get to Bonetown.
Miss Lau, did you write this note? What business have you with Miss Dean? Did she send you? Is that why I've not seen her recently? She's acting through you as proxy? How many others is she blackmailing that she needs to hide behind a goon? You know, in 2025, that's a much different type of question. You're not working for her. I've said too much. Please excuse me, Mr. Ward.
Oh my gosh.
That was interesting.
Junior, the youngest and most horrible of the elder gods.
Gotta say, though, while that was
And
interesting, that was not
naturalist
nearly
John
as helpful as
Muir.
I'd hoped. Or as hopeful as I'd helped.
You
Yeah. You got anything interesting to talk about, buddy boy? Guess I could ask this fool about soul jars and laudanum. What about soul jars? I'm not entirely sure what your whole vibe. Actually, look to ask about the angel sketches first.
More like Boris Crinkle.
Sarah says, I hide behind this goon, which for some reason I can't help but reading like, I'm Spartacus. Do you believe in the concept of guardian angels? Very much so, and I'll tell you why. I've seen mine. When I had the accident that gave me this cane, I witnessed in the peripheries of my vision my own guardian angel. I've seen it since. I even know its name. Well, sort of. I found allusions to it in dreams, old symbols burnt into my mind. Surely the angel put them there. Who else, after all? Just, if I could translate it, if I could call it here. I know it all sounds a bit crazy. That's faith for you. Soul jars? Practical magic and artifacts isn't really my sort of thing, but actually, as it happens, yes, they're used for holding, well, souls, life essence, and what have you. Darn hard to find, or so I'm told. Guess I'll ask him about angel magic? Ezekiel says, so many of the first lines in conversation in this game could be beyond belief factor fiction openers. That's really true. What do you know about Enochian magic? Ah, you've been talking to people, have you? Did they send you to me? Well, I'm no lecturer, but the gist of it is something like, it's its own magical discipline, using rituals and ceremonies to speak to angels where they're like. It was all developed some time ago, and it does work, not so often as I would like, but you make do. Angels don't speak our language exactly, which is an entirely other thing, but there are ways to work around that. Potion of comprehending languages? It's almost enough just to have them answer. Almost, but they don't stay for very long. I would know.
I'll be off, miss. Don't let me.
I feel like this character is important, but I can't for the life of me figure out why.
A Miss Greta Grunwald of Cologne.
Oh, my mistake. It's Mimigawa, isn't it?
The supersonic scion fighting DT Man.
More like Boris Crinkle.
Hold on a second. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Junior, the youngest and most horrible of the Elder Gods.
It's hard to tell if the randomizer is...
From Etheria Academy.
Hey, that was another one on my short list of I don't think that had triggered before. Does anyone remember hearing Kurumi Wendy? Another must add. Okay, so the where do these talk? A couple people mentioned talks. Where do the talks happen?
Civil pandemic, licensed psychotherapist.
Where do the talks occur?
I'm telling you, it's Kagami. Kagami!
His name is Tsutsugamushi.
Many left on Earth?
Eileen Mildred Summers.
2 from my list that includes the new one. I think everything else had fired
Miss Greta Grunwald
to an
of
extent
Cologne.
that I remembered it happening.
The Lord High Samun Mak, maker of worlds and breather of
The
life.
fantastic fighting DT Man.
Seriously, she loves Kurumi Wendy.
Definitely Jin Furue.
Kurumi Wendy is definitely one of the best Raincoat characters, if not the best one. But I still feel ridiculous saying that because she's such like a obvious like anime girl trope. Like I don't know. What's it? WCW.
His name is Vivia Twilight.
Closet. Seriously, where do these talks happen?
Shoko Nadami.
Drawing room.
Is it Kanaiza?
Drawing room.
Hanami-date.
Drawing room.
Junior, the youngest and most horrible of the Elder Gods.
Drawing room.
Mila Jovovich.
Drawing room. Where's the drawing room? I mean, the bar didn't show up until
Sam and
I
Max,
knew where
freelance
it was,
police.
right? Just kidding. It's the drawing room.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Should be a 3-day weekend for
This
me.
person
It
is Sakura.
And guess who didn't remember that until like yesterday afternoon? Lectern. The history of Blake Manor. Definitely missed out on that. And the other crowd. What we know of ghosts. That could be useful. Tomorrow we have Catholic Mass. Interesting. Irish mythology. Interesting. History of the region.
Ciao. Ciao.
Oh, my mistake.
For those of you
It's Mimigawa,
I have
isn't
not
it?
yet had the pleasure of meeting, I am Carmela Mantovani. And I'm here to talk about ghosts and all that we know about them.
Nice to be surprised by an extra day off. Yes, less fun to have given some Monday deadlines for things by not paying attention to that. Not like a huge inconvenience or genuine problem, but just like kind of annoying. Stay and listen for 31 time units. Honestly, the 5 o'clock meeting was a pretty big bust. Let's stay and listen.
So, grazie mille for attending. Now, I will speak with you about ghosts, spirits, phantoms. There is still much we don't know about ghosts, you must think. And this is true. Yet, there is plenty to speak on. So do not worry.
There's something really funny. You probably think there's much we don't know about ghosts. You'd be wrong. We know everything about ghosts. time minutes as opposed to what kind of... I believe I said time units. Did I say time minutes? Pretty sure I said time units. They're like schmeggans.
We do know that not all dead linger. Only those bound to a place, an object, a person stay.
That emphasis is weird.
This we do not know yet for certain.
The answer is a resounding maybe.
It is theorized that all spirits are bound, fettered, by an emotional component. Death in a place, obsession with an object, love or anger to a person. By their nature, they're hard to define. And yet, even in their elusiveness? Yeah, sì, questo funzionerà. We find them everywhere. By their many names, they are all across the world. There are many formations. Some echo the grief they left upon the world, and are blind to the living.
Jackie says, hoping to get this internship I applied for yesterday, but I doubt I will. Stay positive, and hopefully you will succeed.
While others are vengeful and aggressive, haunting a person or place and causing everything from psychological to physical damage.
Psychological damage I am very familiar with.
Regardless, no single spectre has been able to directly communicate. But tomorrow night? Tomorrow night we
Sam and
intend
Max,
to change
freelance
this.
police.
So, what stops them from speaking? Is it a physical matter? No, it cannot be, as they interact with the world in other ways.
Zacula says, opinion, I think this game story would be more interesting if it stayed ambiguous as to whether or not magic and ghosts were real for much longer, instead of giving that up so quickly. I'm pretty sure I hard agree with that. I mean, there is something that I find really funny and, like, interesting because it's so unexpected that, like, it feels really weird to me that you, like, get dumped into this, like, foyer with, like, 20 other idiots, and they're like, everyone came for the seance because, like, they're hoping to, like, witness magic. And then, like, it's, like, made immediately and, like, abundantly clear that, like, magic is real and some people here, like, actually know how to do real magic and others don't. Like, it's super, just, like, an unbelievably weird, hard introduction to this world. It's among the reasons why I think the tutorial to this game is so bad. Because, like, legitimately, I mean, particularly because
freelance police.
This game even, like, builds itself as gothic horror. I feel like by just immediately being like, magic is real, it's like, it takes a lot of that, like, spookiness of, like, I don't understand what's happening, and just turns it into, like, I guess that's magic, after all.
Blowing papers off desks, snuffing candles, sometimes even striking people.
This seems like a really garbage talk, by the way.
Perhaps the limitation is in their lungs, then. Well, no. Many wail and moan, after all.
There's something, like, really weird about that implication. Maybe ghosts are limited by their lungs.
Could it be they have nothing to say? I do not think so. Many a mystic, myself included, believe that spirits have given us a feeling of things they once said. There is a chance this is wishful thinking on our parts. But I believe so many have felt this, that at least one person must be correct. Maybe they simply cannot speak for themselves? This we cannot rule out, and is to be my conclusion, if our seance does not bear fruit.
If I can't do it, nobody can.
So, Why do I have such hopes for this seance?
My buddy Tech would love all these useless fades to black.
This I have been doing for a long time. When you invite a ghost to speak with you, there are always limits. The strength of the spirit, the skill of the medium, the thickness of the veil.
The veil is so
He's
thick.
talking
All
way
of
too
these
long, and none of
things
it
can
sounds
make
true
it
at all.
difficult for a ghost to manifest. We see their forms on occasion. We feel the echoes of their emotion. But these things do not require expense. They sustain themselves. Somehow. This
Not sure
you do
what
not
blowing on that
understand.
will achieve.
That's a good use of not sure what blowing on that will achieve, given that ghosts are limited by their lung capacity.
It takes effort for a spirit to be more than echoes, to make a more conscious connection with the world of the living. This is an age of science, yes? So, let me speak in those terms.
Again, really like bold stance to claim that we're in an age of science where people are like demonstrably like casting spells and like manipulating reality with magic.
We think of ghosts as waveforms. Spiritual waveforms. A soul rippling long past the death of its host. Its shell.
Like it says, they sustain themselves somehow, much like how Palpatine somehow returned.
Kagami!
They are in a frequency you cannot easily see. In daytime, they are almost invisible
Civil
to us.
pandemic, licensed psychotherapist.
At night, easier to see. The less interference around, lights, other people, and so on, the easier still. If you have noticed animals behaving strangely, this is because they see different wavelengths to us. As is with light, the atmosphere blocks the wavelength of light. The same is true for spiritual wavelengths. But at this time of year, the veil, or spiritual atmosphere, is at its thinnest.
This time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely in your seance?
And then there is you.
I was talking about wieners.
People attuned to the mystical, coming together to work as a... Qual è la parola? A net, to catch the signal.
I mean, this sounds like a Stephen King plot. But when you describe it like this, it sounds dumb. I don't know why, like, this whole presentation feels... like condescending.
His real name is Lil Howard. He's a chameleon.
Oh, net is not correct. Che cos'è? Ah, my words let me down. But look, if you do not believe me...
What we should do is utilize the net of hands.
I'm told that crows are a symbol of your Irish death goddess. They are gathering.
Crow's the Gathering, my favorite
And at
collectible
night,
crow game.
The dead are roaming. I think they line up for the chance to speak to us.
General Skunkape.
Imparting? A warning. We understand ghosts to be the disembodied souls of the old selves. Sometimes less or incomplete as to how they were before. So, tomorrow, when the veil is at its thinnest, mind your words. These spirits were once people.
I'm so horny for mysteries
They
right
are their
now.
intangible remains.
Game really is a tease, huh? I will say that, like, and I don't know if it's just because of the fact that I feel increasingly confident that I'm, like, careening towards the bad end of this game. I really do hope that if you get to the seance and, like, don't win the game or whatever, that it's, like, absolutely horrific. That just, like, there's, like, so many ghosts and anarchy, and just, like, the whole place is just, like, a nightmare.
And they will be just as driven as they ever were, if not more.
I mean, this is the first, like, I have somehow entirely missed the fact that there were presentations going on.
3 syllables, 6
This
letters.
isn't a particularly good showing
Kodaka.
for them. It just, it does not make me super excited to go and see other ones.
His name is Sutsugamushi.
Is what I'll say.
Junior, the youngest and most horrible of the elder gods.
Oh, my mistake. It's Mimigawa, isn't it?
Alright, loser. I'm gonna ask you about your magic sleep record and your strange dreams
3
and whatever.
syllables, 6 letters. Kodaka.
Do you know much about using magic to aid with dreams? A bit. I'm actually trying something along those lines myself. My dreams here, they're different to normal, so I'm trying to enter them more consciously. It's called lucid dreaming.
Yuma Cocohead.
I'll ask this guy about shared dreams, because I can do that. And it just said it was a potential lead or something. I believe the people at the manor are experiencing the same dream, shared to some extent. I think something similar. I had intended to try some lucid dreaming to get a better handle on the dream itself, but I keep getting sidetracked. I must get around to asking the staff for a gramophone. I found a record in the drawing room and intend to use its music as a sleep aid. Fingers crossed something comes of it. Oh, I should ask this guy about his rejected request. Maybe it has something to do with the argument and I can finally advance the game. Gather that Miss Dean was interested in learning Irish magic from your aunt? She was. Fia rejected her, though. That's all there is to that. Oh, is it? Is that all the TV there is? I was under a different impression.
Sam and Max, freelance police.
Let me ask you about lucid dreaming. Funny you should say.
turbine, it's gotta be.
I have a plan to try it here. I thought maybe it would help me understand these strange dreams. I have a record in my room that I borrowed from the drawing room toward that end, but I keep forgetting to ask the staff to bring a gramophone to my room. They had a second suitable record here, I noticed, should you wish to try it yourself. You should use an anchor, something to focus on to ensure your dream is what you want it to be. A picture of a person if you want to summon a mental image of them into the dream, or a scent, or there are any number of things you could use. Even a book on a topic could work. Maybe Miss Dean's journal would work. That's what started me on this course, after all.
I have to be on my way. Be well.
Who's the other person I can ask about a record? I mean, I think the record that I appear to have stolen from this guy is like the main thing I need. So I need to get a gramophone. Gotta work on that EGOT. Out of 8. The annoying thing is, like,
Demon Mama Bus go to you.
It's clearly possible to
That's definitely Jin Furoe.
deduce important things without getting all the pieces of evidence, and I have multiple that have like most
Miss
evidence
Greta Grunwald of
obtained and
Cologne.
no ability to conclude them.
Mimiga, was it?
Notes are sealed by powerful and complex.
Fashionable DT man.
Harrier Dubois.
I need to look elsewhere for him to find a way to decipher. I don't know what to do with that crap.
Hello again.
I feel like there was something. Can I ask this guy about fetters? No, I can ask this guy about his, like, friend who looks like Evelyn Dean. Are you close with Miss Dean? Miss Dean? No, I dare say she looked right through me. Like I wasn't even there. Like I was Mr. Cellophane. I should thank you for
Shavu,
gifting
who was
us
a
up
mole
to
man.
my brother-in-law, Fubi170. She looks uncannily like my dearly departed friend, you see. Each time I see her, it's like the grief feels fresh. What do you know about fetters? Chains, Mr. Ward, physically and yes, spiritually. A ghost can no more escape its fetters than we can chains in a cell. Of course, there's a key, huh? Fetters are impermanent then? They can be undone? Oh yes, some spirits need simply release their sorrow. Many need help to do so. Some ghosts are chained to worldly objects. In those cases, permanence is likely the intent. You're saying fetters can be made? I've made them, Mr. Ward. I mean, I literally saw it happen.
Not at all, Mr.
Oh. Can I have it? Delightful way to add life to a room. Collection of records of classical music. I did see a gramophone in my room. I suppose these must have been put out for the guests. Is that where I saw it? Is in my room, which I haven't been to in so long I forgot? So I guess I hypothetically wouldn't need it. Let's look at our timetable. It is currently 5. Anyone currently doing anything that seems important for me to do outside of this room? Not really. I don't think really. Another few hours, the sun will rise. Hey, Mr. Skirt.
We meet again.
What you got going on? Not much. I asked this guy about everything.
Good
Can you
day.
look at my stupid Tirna Nog notebook? No, that's haunting? Oh, right. I have to wait till night. That's the thing. When does it get dark in Ireland in October? Anyone know? Is this one? Some evidence likely stashed by Miss Dean that indicate a reason for being here. She must not have wanted others to find them. Search Blake Manor for whatever... God. I wish...
Civil pandemic, licensed psychotherapist.
I definitely wish... I don't know if this makes the
Zombie
game
Abraham Lincoln.
better, but, like, I do wish that this game had, like, a more linear progression system within the mysteries. Like, I don't mind the whole freeform, talk to whoever you want, investigate whoever you want, advance whatever you want. But, like, I wish that the leads ended up, like, giving more concrete direction than just sort of, like, vaguely learning of a concept. And, like, maybe you can intuit a person that you could ask to make that progress. Like, I wish it was a little more like you got a lead and the lead was like, oh, like, this will help. Like, the lead will, like, do something. Because, like, I've gotten a bunch of leads, and to be frank, they
syllables,
suck.
6
They're
letters.
not good.
Kodaka.
Sunfish Pockets Poseidon.
Also, if any of you are wondering, Vasco, why did you waste, like, your entire October adding sound files to the name game activity for the Halloween stream last year so that you would reach a total of 100, which seems like a grossly excessive number? This is the reason. This is also the reason, which was, I think, apparent during that stream as well. But it's like, if you had like 20, you would sure hear the same ones over and over, wouldn't you? Can I ask you about Miss Lau? I can ask you about the coat note, which is, I think, the thing I want to do. You wouldn't happen to be meeting with Miss Dean this weekend, would you? Me? No. I'd want no part in any such meeting, Mr. Ward. And sometimes unless you ask people about stuff, it just gives you a really dumb, frustrating result.
I'll let you...
I feel like this character is important. I don't know what to do about it. Why is this lady even still here? Miss Erickson.
Hello, Mr. Ward. How's the day treating you?
Do you think Miss Dean is related to Jimmy Dean and she's just got a bunch of frozen breakfast sandwiches in her room? I know you were here for it, but that's like the first thing I said at the start of this game. And that just tells me how much time has passed without something meaningful happening. Which is probably on me, but I just don't know how to, like, not be stuck, I guess, is the crux of it. I mean, like, the thing is, like, even when I, like, stare directly at the plot charts of each of the mysteries I can interact with, I really just have, like, none idea how to advance any of them. So I'm at a point in the game where I'm kind of just, like, flailing around. Like, really just trying stuff at random, to be honest. Which I know doesn't come as much of a surprise to any of you, particularly if you've been here for this journey. But,
I believe the closest creature you have on your planet is called a platypus.
The origami killer.
A cybernetically enhanced space marine with no memory of his past.
Shoko Nadami.
He is only known among detectives as Number 1.
I'm telling you, it's Kagami. Kagami!
Hanami Date.
What I prove by that this guy was in his dumb idiot room
So
for babies.
Sejima.
Junior, the youngest and most horrible of the Elder Gods.
A Miss Greta Grunwald of Cologne.
The second runner-up in the Miss Teen Oklahoma pageant.
He's the guy who invented Skynet, isn't he?
Desuhiko Thunderbolt.
Warren Burroughs, Prime Minister of the Mole People.
I don't know what to do. And the non-linear nature of this game also makes it pretty difficult if I was inclined to look up what to do. To look up what to do without somehow, like, spoiling some other thing unintentionally. Which in some ways is kind of neat, and in other ways is kind of annoying. Go look at this book. The Gloaming, a book of poems by Miss Quinn, it seems. It is of bleak tone, with each piece detailing the gruesome death of a loved one. It was published last year. It's a comedy. I really like the notion that I read an entire poetry book in 1 minute while I was surrounded by these idiots. I have more to say to... I'm just gonna randomly look at these people and see if any of them have cool things to ask. Doesn't seem like you do.
I have...
Sure.
Miss Erickson, I've talked to you relatively little. You got anything for me? Doesn't look like it. Nope. I really don't think I care about this guy, like, at all.
Mr. Ward.
For
Sakura
some
Asahi?
reason, you're the third person I can ask about this sketch.
Sunfish pockets beside
so
you.
I will. I suppose you recognize the woman
the
Mr.
original
Dupre has been
Cyclops
drawing.
killer.
Is that Evelyn
Mila
Dean?
Jovovich.
Why would he? So this isn't like another, like, Phoenix Wright does this sometimes too, where it makes this, like, weird, confusing, like, amalgamation where, like, sometimes you pick up the concept of a piece of evidence and don't actually carry it around with you. And sometimes you literally pick it up. And since I've been, like, busting into people's rooms and looking at their shoes and stuff, like, it seems like I wouldn't go around, like, showing people things I, like, stole from other people. But I'm like, I stole this drawing of Evelyn Dean from a guy who's standing right next to you. Tell me your thoughts on this. Sure, it must be his Laura. He recently lost a friend. She was some sort of pagan fire priestess. I think that's why he's so fond of the fire pit in the maze. That's not my story to tell.
That was all.
Good day, Mr. Ward.
There's a couple of these folks who... Give me a second.
Giraffe.
I wanted to... I don't know the other person I can ask about that. Oh, I can ask the French guy...
Warren Burroughs, Prime Minister of the Mole People?
About shared dreams. And then there's
Fubuki
two
Clockford,
characters I
the
don't
heiress
know?
to the famous Clockford family.
Anubis!
Lucid dreaming.
Famed naturalist
Le Rêve
John
Lucide.
Muir, huh?
I have only a passing familiarity with the work of Marquis de Hervey de
Yuma
Saint-Denis.
Cocohead.
I had to research what I could in the library here to try it myself, and so far I've had little luck with it. Perhaps the record I'm using isn't suitable, or my technique is otherwise flawed. We shall see. I'm told Madame Lau is a psychologist. Perhaps she would know more. Or the doctor. This seems up his alley, no? So now you're saying it's interesting. How would that have been locked? That's never really been true before.
That's all.
Take care.
This game seemed cooler on Steam. I'll level with you. I find this game interesting. The longer I play it, the more it struggles to hold interest because of its weird progression system and lack of meaningful direction. But I definitely would say that it doesn't play the way it comes across in its trailer at all. It's a pretty misleading trailer. Need an essay to understand everything. I mean, it's not even that. I feel that if there was a
Eileen
more
Mildred Summers.
rapid progression between
My mistake.
discoveries,
It's Mimigawa, isn't it?
and maybe if the ideas were collected in a more meaningful way, then as you learned them, you'd become invested and you could probably summarize it more easily. But part of the problem that I'm experiencing is just that we can't chunk off some of these things, right? We can't if we could just reach the end of whatever this discovery is with the bridge game, then we could stop giving a crap about anything related to the bridge game and then just focus on whatever the takeaway from the bridge game is. But we're just so mired in this crap because nothing has progressed in so long. And it's really hard for me to tell how much of that is me and how much of that is game. I don't think either one is 100%. Was that one? I think the only one we're missing... No, it's not that one. We are missing
The
one
second
other.
runner-up in the Miss Teen Oklahoma pageant.
The one you were asking about was Eileen Summers, right? We've definitely had that.
This person is Sakura.
Internationally renowned recording star Conroy Bumpus.
I believe the closest creature you have on your planet is called a platypus.
If you could do a checklist and dialogue goes away. I mean, I definitely think that, when I complain about the inventory management system, I do think part of it is just that, there's all this bloat, right? I understand how it seems interesting that the investigation could come from anything, that there's all these topics, and some of them might lead to, unexpected discoveries that could, lead the case in a new direction. But, I think we overshot the benefit that could come from that concept with the number of, completely asinine things that we can ask about that just, take up space in the inventory of the video game. Yeah, cutting the cast in half would also, there's a way to do an interesting game with a big cast, but, I don't think we've nailed it. I'll put it this way. I think if we cut the cast in half and made the characters more... I mean, for one, I do think that the characters should be deeper. like, we just know so little that matters about most of these characters that they're really more of a means to an end than, like, a well-defined character in the world of the game. But, like, and I think I said this early on, too, is that I feel like with a cast of this size, one thing that I genuinely feel like this game is missing are events that, like, meaningfully provide interaction with characters that don't require your investigation. That you just, like,
it's Kagami.
That you just, like, go to, like, I mean, the building blocks are in place, right? You go to this, like, talk about ghosts. You go to lunch or whatever. And I feel like those are underutilized opportunities to, like, see people sort of, like, in their own element and, like, learn things about them in a more organic way than just being like, I looked at him and his eyes are baggy and I can ask him if he's sleeping well.
Good day.
Good.
Cutscenes would help. You get cutscenes when you, like, advance things, which means we haven't gotten a cutscene in a long time. Oh, look at this idiot spirit camera. Even though I looked at that camera before when I broke into his room, that gave a new discussion topic, so I guess I'll ask him about that. Hey, buddy, camera? I've seen one of these before at a fair. A camera, I believe? Good eye, Mr. Ward, and only partially wrong. It is a camera, yes, but modified to work as a spirit camera. Well, I modified it to work better as one. Any camera in the right circumstances can capture a spirit, of course, but my lens filters the image through complex geometry of peridot, selenite, black tourmaline, labradoodle, lapis lazuli, and clear quartz stones to both bring out the spirit and protect against it. I thought, what better place to really put this to the test than here? These halls, and dare I say, the people here, are likely crawling with spirits. I've set up a darkroom in my quarters so I can quickly develop images. This way people can take a copy should they wish. Would you care for a picture? See who haunts you? Aha. You know what? Go for it. Make it 6 o'clock. Come to my room and we'll have everything needed to develop your picture quickly. Maybe this will break the case wide open. Jiggy suggests also having casual conversations.
Now, are you ready?
I think that's, like, kind of along the lines of what I'm saying, but I definitely agree with that. Of, like, it's just, like, you have to be the impetus of, like, every single thing in this game. Very little happens without you, like, provoking it, which in some ways I get is intriguing, but, like, it's also exhausting. Like, I really feel like it would benefit from, like, you talk to certain characters and, like, maybe certain, like, landmark times in the day or events that occur that everyone witnesses or something change the casual conversation, but, like, sort of gives you an excuse to talk to everyone, like, learn some genuine sense of their character rather than just, like, some observable facts about them or whatever. What's the year again? 1897.
Yes, I think I am.
Then sit still and look at the camera.
And now I'm in a playing card.
It'll take me a few minutes to develop it.
Great Caesar's ghost.
Please,
or some
Doctor.
other ghost.
If you mean to make a fool of me, you have gone too far.
This is no prank. Whoever that spirit is.
Zeko says, in 1897, would it be a daguerreotype? I don't know. I think by 1900 we had, like, early photographs. I think daguerreotypes were more like mid-1800s. I don't know exactly when the turnover happens, but I think it's plausible it would be actual photography by this point.
Eamon. My brother. Eamon.
Eamon is with you, in a way. I should be clear. You are Catholic, yes? This is not to say that your brother isn't in heaven. Perhaps a way to explain it is to think of him as a guardian angel.
No, I got a weird guy who's been talking to me about those. You gotta trap him in a jar or something.
But in truth, we don't know. Look there, at Miss MacLeod. No spirits. It's not that there is no loss in her life. So why? Nobody has been able to really explain things like this. That is why this event and Miss Mantovani's promises draw so many. Here. take a copy. And with it, take solace that your brother is watching over you.
Please, for the love of God, break the case wide open.
Thank you, Doctor. This means a lot to me. I can see why you champion these newer ways.
Dr. Callaghan doesn't seem concerned that Iman is watching over me. Is he watching over me, or is he haunting me? Would Dr. Callaghan be so sure that Iman was a guardian angel if he knew what had happened? Did we do a murder? It's 6. Ooh, it actually carried over time. It's 6:05. I didn't think the game did that.
I should close the mystery of who fought with Miss Dean.
My brother?
If I can form
my brother in Crabs, I'm gonna beat you to death with a hammer.
Useful for my investigation.
Why don't you tell me the name of the movie you would like to see? If I could make a hypothesis, you better believe I'd be doing it. Oh, that's really funny because he let me in here. It's like not a crime for me to be here and I don't get an immediate game over. That shouldn't surprise me that much, but I have no precedent for that. Okay, it looks like it's dark out because lamps inside lit up. So that means that maybe I can advance the, like, Irish folklore portal mystery? Also, really truly taking all comers on suggestions on how to deal with the bridge game mystery, because it is making me want to commit crimes. Mystery, I think calling back to a conversation from probably like an hour ago. Asks if the chat is doing family style at the Denie's meetup post stream that I'm pretty sure isn't actually happening. But if it is, I regret to inform you that Vasco da Gamer does not share food. So you're on your own. E Hunter, as I live and breathe. Is the graveyard open? Someone implied as the night went on it would open. I think it was you. Only on Sundays. Get wrecked, idiot. Hang on, what was that? It could, of course, be opened outside the rigid schedule, but I can go no further. Perhaps I'll see what other options are available. So we should probably visit the well and the fire pit at night and see if either of those triggers like Tir na Nog nonsense. I definitely have not fully internalized the maze, but I definitely understand like generally what's going on in the maze. Somewhere around here, this quarter of the maze is the fire pit. Hello, ghost. Oh! Oh! Guys, gang, crew, look, I can do something! I like busted into some guy's luggage and got a Ouija board and I can use it on the ghost! Is it gonna do something good? Probably not, but for one time unit, I'm gonna find out.
I found this. I'll take that as a yes.
I mean, it's spelling ashes to ashes, and this is a really annoying way to do this. Just need to find the start of the message and the end. It's annoying in that it's technically loops, but it wants us so.
Ashes to ashes. Ashes to ashes. Do you mean your urn? Unless...
A charred piece of paper. I swear that wasn't there before. Did she? Look at it. Someone try to burn this? Either way, whatever survived is readable. Evelyn, Evelyn, Evelyn. Mama, Evelyn, Evelyn, Evelyn Dean. She is a parasite on my thoughts. She is the face of my dearest friend corrupted, corroding her memory. Evelyn Dean will be the vessel. She must contain Laura's spirit. The universe begs for it by her design. She will return to me. Here, here. No. 1, 2, 3. Mama, save me from darkness. 1, 2, 3. Here, not there. A stranger here. A strange land here. The vessel had to have been here in a land I've never been. Mama has never seen 1, 2, 3. It's getting its hooks in me again. It grows fat on my grief. Burn it, burn these thoughts before it takes hold. Burn it, boo, sweet Lord. Evelyn Dean as a vessel. Oh, that's me now. Evelyn Dean as a vessel for another spirit? For this spirit? Does Mr. Dupre really mean to go through with this? Oh my god. A hypothesis has been unlocked. For the first time in one dog's age. I have to go to the man, the myth, this guy. Sorry, I can't believe you've never been to a Denny's. I mean, I know some people absolutely hate it, but like, one of my very best days I ate at a Denny's twice, and I know that's gonna like send chat over the edge. They're gonna have a meltdown. Okay, let's figure out his whole deal. Lloyd Dupre's goal is to transfer, I guess is probably the word it wants. Transfer the soul of his dead friend into Evelyn Dean. I know what happened here.
Mr. Dupre means to transfer his friend's soul into Evelyn Dean's body. I should find and confront him about this.
Again, a horrible idea, but why not? So I don't know if it's consistent, but I think every time we've confronted someone so far, they like dropped out of the seance, which is something we arguably want. I mean, these days, if we're going to Denny's, there's like a really high chance that I'm getting the Choco Nana breakfast combo. It's got chocolate, it's got bananas. What more do you want? I sort of know where everything is in the maze, but like, I don't necessarily know the most expedient path to get there. Zacko says if they ever make another Somnium Files game, you should play as Mama, and they should never properly address why you play as Mama. That is an extremely horrible suggestion. I don't know why you think you want that. I mean, you remember that Mama's like the worst part of Nirvana Initiative, right? I think Mr. just like needs to go to a Denny's. Or you could like order it. But like breakfast food doesn't deliver super great necessarily. That's a tricky one. Do I actually know where this idiot is? He's in the drawing room still, and I know that for reasons. No, I suppose if you're getting a sizzling skillet, that's, I mean, that comes out so hot, it's likely to transit well if you need to order it. Hey, wait, what's at the end of this? Ah, okay. The tower. I like how this entire game is structured like Swiper the Fox. Oh, hang on, let me eavesdrop.
This will be my last seance, Mr. Dupré. I won't survive the strain.
Then won't you reconsider?
And by myself what? A few weeks?
That's enough time to make it home.
Is it?
It has to be worth trying.
I live too good a life, Mr. Dupré.
It's a real good thing you did.
All my earnings are spent and I am broke. All I would be returning to them is debt.
I'm sure they wouldn't see it that way.
But it is the truth. No, I will do this seance and send the money back. They will have some comfort in that, at least.
Do you all appreciate the fact that this guy's having like a sincere, heartfelt conversation with this woman who's trying to like send money to her family as her like dying wish? And then I'm gonna like storm right up to him and be like, Jacques Hughes, you wanted to like trap the soul of your dead friend in an unwilling human.
What I ask of you is to make sure my body returns to them.
Of course, Miss Montevani. You can rely on that.
I will literally take it to my grave.
Hello. I would like to confront to you. I don't remember how to do that.
Hello again.
Confront. Your goal is to transfer the soul of your dead friend into
sweet.
Evelyn Dean.
Damnation. Maman, how could I keep the company of such dark thoughts? I didn't do it. I could never. It goes against everything that we...
Then take heart, Mr. Dupré. You haven't acted yet. But I must ask you as a matter of urgency. Are these thoughts your own?
I don't know. I've felt a heaviness here these past few days. Something in this place that feeds on grief, drives obsession.
Obsession? What make is that? Is that a Ford?
The moment you spoke, it felt as if you'd broken a spell. But I'm worried, terrified that it could return just as suddenly.
Then we must act quickly. Have you any idea how we might break this hold on you?
Oh, Mr. Ward, I must lay my friend to rest. I should never have delayed it to begin with.
Laura, yes? I believe I met her spirit at the fire pit.
You saw her. I thought I felt something there, and yet she's been taken from my sight. I was foolish, selfish, enough to want one last adventure together. I should have laid her to rest before coming to this place.
There is still time, Mr. Duke.
Keats is going awfully well there in this conversation. I mean, so far we've gotten away scot-free with like accusing people of like violent crimes and them just like not doing anything about it.
Yes.
Again, swiper no swiper mentality.
You are right. Of course there is. There is a ritual. I do not know if it will work, far as we are from Amon's reach. But we must try. I'm sorry, Laura. I hope you'll forgive an old friend his folly.
Is it implied that we're doing the ritual and I don't have to like find more inventory items or something? What was that sound during the transition?
Hello, old friend. I can't see you, but I know you are here. I'm a fool for trusting only my treacherous eyes.
She does not seem like a friendly ghost. She's not Casper.
Perhaps my time here has somehow cut me off from you. Am I so corrupted that you're lost from my sight forever?
Psycho says, it's actually crazy how no one has gone, well, we're here in the middle of nowhere, so actually I'm just going to murder you to keep this quiet. I mean, like, a few of the times we've confronted someone, there's been at least, like, some witnesses around, but, like, it does seem pretty easy for someone to just, like, you know, lure us out to the hedge maze or something like that, you know?
I can feel you laughing at me. This is serious, Laura. I could have...
Doesn't look like she's laughing.
Yes. All right. I just thought we'd do one last mad thing together. It was blockheaded. I know. Though,
Did they have blockheads in 1897?
I entirely lack blockheadedness. Yours must just be infectious. Oh, I'm glad.
Now she's gonna haunt him for sure.
Oh, Laura, you think it would be easier the second time, wouldn't you?
Now, when he says second time, does he mean saying goodbye to her a second time because she died once? Or, like, he trapped her soul in another body once already?
Goodbye, sweet friend.
Is he gonna trap her in a ring too?
Is it? I don't think it's working. I can still feel her here with us.
Segula says, second time, parentheses, implication ambiguous.
You are right. She has not gone. I am sorry, Mr. Dupre.
You're really bad at magic.
She's trapped, Mr. Ward. While I've been in battle with my thoughts, she's been drawn deeper into the Manor's grasp. I cannot afford any more delays. I'll grieve my cowardice when my friend is freed. The reality of it is, Mr. Ward, that Maman Brigitte is too far out to fully reach these lands. Until we can extend her influence,
That sounds wildly dangerous.
There is another way. A different ritual that calls upon not only Maman Brigitte, but her Irish aspects as well, Breed and St. Bridget. We'll need a representative for each aspect. Someone to be a vessel or a stand-in. For Maman Brigitte, I can do the honors. I will provide the stones for her fire. The goddess Breed. What do you think, Laura? Will Mr. Ward do?
Me?
Laura was a priestess of Breed. Her trust is her blessing, and clearly she trusts you. You shall tend the flames.
Are we doing like a survivor challenge? Fire his life or whatever?
I can't.
You can, Mr. Ward. You must. And lastly, the abbess, St. Bridget. We must find someone who's close to her. They'll need a gift of some sort, a demonstration of deep devotion.
Well, I can try to find somebody.
Isn't that the what's-her-face rogue lady? Is there someone else who's closer to that aspect? Really got me facing. Okay. Lost. Is anyone cool in the maze right now? Nah, it sucks here. Squeak. Squeak 'em. Is anyone cool in the garden? It's there. Do I know where what's-her-face is? Probably not. Just kidding, she spawned in the drawing... Wait, was she in the drawing room before? She was, right? Guess I'll just go back to the drawing room. So I guess there's a lot of the stuff said in this game is the magical equivalent to sci-fi technobabble. It's interesting, right? Because like the game wants to acknowledge many different sort of belief systems and their related mechanics of sort, but like with so many of them involved in the game and no great depth to like understand any one in particular, it feels like everyone's making everything up all the time. This has been a really productive 6 p.m. Does that help? Unclear. Hi.
Dick.
Quick question. Okay, I guess it's not you, so I'm stupid. What about Druidy Guy? Do I have his life story? Sure don't. So chat, I know it's been another slow installment of this game. With that in mind, how are our feelings on proceeding, do you think? Obviously, the stream is not over yet, but I'm just curious, just trying to gauge. Because it's certainly slow going. Why am I hearing a laugh from my room? What's that sound? Who that be, huh?
I would have sworn I heard laughter.
Man's laughter? Oh man, I can just play wait, I can play record at will? Hold on. I'm gonna do a save. I don't know if like going to bed just like immediately like tanks my whole life. But like if I can like make progress in the dream world, that might break the case wide open. I mean, it won't, but it's peaceful. My eyelids are getting heavy. It seems like the music can be used to help me get into the right state of sleep to have some lucidity during it. It's possible I could return to that strange nightmare I had on my first night here. Given that so many people seem to be experiencing it, I can't rule out the possibility that something of use to my investigation is buried inside of it. There, a visual anchor. If I want to explore the shared dream, then this is the best I have to represent it. Miss Dean's journal. Now to sleep, I say, as if this isn't an insane idea, but if it works, I may learn something more about this dream.
Did it? Am I back in the dream?
Nah, this is cool and normal. Nah, definitely normal. Super duper duper normal. It's like I turned up the sound effects again. By the way, the whole reason that happened last week is because in
it's
the
past
options,
max in a time-traveling elevator.
I think only on the main menu. There's like no, it's the Y button. That's the thing. There's like a reset to defaults, and like the defaults are like insanely imbalanced and loud, like all video games. Look at painting.
Futa Amanoma!
In the place of the sigil from before.
Skinny McKitty!
That's O'Connell Street. Back in Dublin. God, I miss Dublin. It is so simple compared to this place.
There isn't like an abundance of magic users in Dublin. That scrawl was well timed with the self-immolating painting.
Definitely Jin Furoi.
It's not. It was a painting of Dublin. I can see how you would confuse them, though.
That's definitely Jin Furoi.
No, it was Dublin, I promise.
Junior, the youngest and most horrible of the Elder
Why is there a
Gods.
picture of my club here?
Why does this guy own a club called the Fireman?
I wonder if I can find it. It can't be far. Perhaps.
3 syllables, 6 letters. Kodaka.
Mila Jovovich. A new supervillain in town called the Banker.
Is this my brother?
Eamon.
3 syllables,
You
6
dog.
letters.
Pull up a stool and I'll already,
He's the guy who invented Skynet,
This
isn't he?
right. This isn't him. He's gone. Miss Dean?
Oh, sick. We found her. She's being tormented by
Tessa, also
the
known as ASAP.
shadowy figure working the forge from the hedge maze, I guess. 100,000 points in the hole. You mean tonight demolition?
More like
I guess that
Boris
tracks.
Twinkle.
Easy for you to say.
I just want to go home. But every door, every window, every corridor leads to the seance.
Hey, this actually is kind of an interesting point. I wonder if I would feel more invested in this game if, like, we had some, like, obligatory visitation from Evelyn Dean relatively early on. We're, like, reasonably late in, God, day 1 of 2. But, like, this is the first time we've had any actual, like, direct contact from Miss Dean.
Home is so close. Just behind one more lock.
Is it the lock in the library?
Come to the seance, Declan.
No, that sounds bad. I'm pretty sure everyone dies there.
Help me find the way out.
No, is there an escape room?
Get wet. Down there.
I guess, oh my god, you're right, it's still day 1. I mean, arguably, it's technically day 2, the way the game rates it, because, like, the tutorial is day 1, and then day 2 starts on Saturday, and then Sunday is the last day.
A Miss Greta Grunwald of Cologne.
Okay, I love you, bye-bye.
Dick Peacock.
How dare you say that to me?
Harrier Dubois.
She's...
Famed naturalist John Muir, eh?
But it
The
worked.
fantastic fighting DT man.
I dreamt. It was the same as before, but it was as if I was seeing what was behind the dream. I saw my family.
Wow, a crazy evil ventriloquist dummy.
Dublin. I
Warren
was trying
Burroughs,
to
Prime
find these
Minister of the
things.
Mole People.
They felt so close. Just behind the next obstacle. My brother. Waiting for me at the bar. I might have wandered forever searching for them. Certainly it felt that way. Had Miss Dean not shown up.
Yeah, but she gave you really bad life advice.
Or the presence behind her. That presence spoke true, Miss Dean, I believe. Did it conjure her too? As it did the images of home. Does it want me, or rather all of us, experiencing this dream to attend the seance? Or is that as far as it can get on its own journey out of this place?
Yeah, there's the paintings from the dream are all in my room now.
Something is different here.
Something is different, this clown says. This straight idiot face. What a maroon. Psycho says the presence behind her, but it was actually the presence behind here. Merry
Mimiga,
Christmas.
was it?
Well, as we know, Christmas is coming. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to look at all the paintings.
Skinny McKinney!
Is this a painting of Dublin?
The new Cyclops killer.
Why is that all the way over here?
Oh my god, I got a hypothesis about the
Fantastic
dream.
fighting DT man.
This wasn't here before. That image. It was in the dream.
Look at
Has
all
the
this
dream
trash.
Changed it here. Has it changed how I see this place?
Is it possible that we've been dreaming the whole time, and that dreaming within the dream is like being called to the dark entity that joined us in this dream, and we're all just like unconscious in the hotel or something?
Am I only seeing this now because the lucid dreaming has opened my eyes to what is being shown to me?
Okay, love you, bye-bye.
It's changing back. It hasn't altered reality. The dream lingered a while, like a slow waking, bled into the here and now, if only for a while.
I guess this was a dream the whole time. I'm gonna have to find and have a chat with whoever wrote this game. In fairness, what I describe isn't the traditional, like, everything was a dream and didn't matter. It's everything
Fubuki
was a
Clockwork,
dream because
the
that makes
heiress
it
to
a
the
weird
famous
supernatural
Clockwork
thing.
family.
Would a longer sleep have resulted in the change lasting longer? Or maybe staying here for more time? What else is the dream changing that I am not aware of?
Your underwear. It has hearts on it. Even still, it would piss you off. I mean, I guess that's fair. Let me have a good think about it. Let me think about the pain that I felt in a dream. Make the hypothesis. We're all experiencing a shadowy figure's dream that is bleeding into reality.
This dream, we feel like
Renju
we're wandering this
Okiura.
place, trying to find a way out. Out to family. Out to home. But we cannot. We can only get to the seance. It's blocking us. But it's not really us. There is something at the back of the dream. Its dream. That same entity. So we are in its dream. Experiencing its desires, its fears.
Good night, Keen. Keen says, glad we've made some progress and understand something. Dracula immediately responds, did we, Keen? Is that what happened?
The origami killer.
Yes, of course. The origami killer is dreaming a wonderful dream. And we're just living in it.
Zombie ninja
and when
monkey
we wake,
pirates.
The dream bleeds into our world. For a while, at least.
Harrier Dubois.
Perhaps longer the more it is experienced. I wasn't aware of the changes at first.
Trixie, the giraffe neck girl from Scranton.
Because I experienced the dream more lucidly than before.
I also somehow didn't notice Trixie the giraffe neck girl from Scranton at first.
Which would explain why none of the others have mentioned the bleed in their journals or conversations. Well, regardless, everything points to the seance.
That's not really new information, though, is it?
I believe this entity spoke to me. True Miss Dean. It wants us to gather at the seance and help free it.
Then why does it seem like we make progress whenever we convince someone to not go to the seance?
I had a bad
3
feeling about that event
syllables, 6
before.
letters.
But now,
Kodaka.
it's clear that I must stop as many people as possible from attending.
Something about the way he said that made it seem like he believed that, like, the entity should be helped. Mystery solved. The dream. You're experiencing the dreams of some entity. Who cares? So...
Trixie, the giraffe neck girl from Scranton.
Civil Pandemic, licensed psychotherapist.
His name is Sutsugamushi.
Skinny McKitty!
Grand Imperial Warlord Maximus Optimus, keeper of the 7 keys.
That's Nicholas St. Kringle, the well-known toy tycoon.
I so badly want to end this unbelievably stupid line of questioning about what happened on Tuesday.
Press!
User mystery in chat insists that she cannot be solved, which I'm
Zombie
sure
Abraham
is
Lincoln.
true. Are you angling for like some unique terminology to be employed? Like we put special
Harrier
emphasis
Dubois.
on mystery? Much like the Williams
Yasuhiko
lost
Thunderbolt.
retrospective and the concept of being loosened.
He is only known among detectives as number 1.
In a way, I feel like
Zombie
Demolition's
Abraham Lincoln.
attempt to trigger the new name game voice line, which in a vacuum is something that I feel like I
President
would
of the Japanese Knights
probably
branch,
not
Tokiko
call out to
Shiga.
chat with good reason for, well, largely this reason. But I feel like this effort is, in some ways, a perfect parallel to the non-deterministic complaints I have about streaming technology that I voiced at the start of the stream. In that, like, there is no guarantee that if he spends every one of his channel points, that thing triggers.
That's Ms. Demon Mama Bosco to you.
That's definitely Jin Furue.
Senseigo says, also, real quick, do we know if the guy who hired Declan is gonna accept a bunch of ghosts and magic happened as an answer? Because I wouldn't pay Declan a single cent if he came back with that. What if I had a bunch of like weird sketches of like biblically accurate angels? Huh? Is that doing it for you?
Number 89. The original Cyclops killer.
Harrier Dubois.
There are 2 people I can talk to about the third aspect.
His name is Sutsugamushi.
I assume
Grand
one of
Imperial
those
Warlord Maximus Optimus, keeper of the 7 keys.
is the
The
druid.
Lord High Samun Mak,
I have no
maker
idea
of
where that
worlds
idiot is.
and breather
Internationally
of
renowned
life.
recording star Conroy Bumpus.
I guess I should like
Anubis!
check out the lobby.
Falco. Named for the Falcon. Let's call him F.
Accurate angels.
Leonardo
with a
da
1,000
Vinci.
googly eyes. I'm here for it. Is this the bar?
Internationally renowned recording star Conroy Bumpus.
Is it Kaniza? Rubberman, was it?
What the heck's going on? What's the bar's going crazy?
He's only known among detectives as
Are you
number 1.
enjoying the event?
Is it Kaniza?
No, I wish I hadn't come. It has cost me everything.
This is like
fantastic
me
fighting DT man.
at like every social gathering. It's just like, are you having fun?
Desuhiko
Nah,
Thunderbolt.
I wish I hadn't come here. It cost me everything.
Oh,
And this is why I don't have friends.
well, I'm having a nice time.
That was a very good eavesdrop. That's my favorite one so far by a lot.
What are you thinking about?
Thinking? Sorry, did you mean me?
I'm sorry, are you actually talking to me?
Who else would I be talking to?
Oh, I don't know. I just thought I wasn't thinking of much.
Nonsense. I'm no mind reader, but I know when a man has something on his mind. Now,
His like
be?
His anime sketch of a
Civil
biblically
pandemic,
accurate
licensed
angel with like
psychotherapist.
infinite ooh eyes.
Angels. That's your thing, isn't it?
That's
what I've
Servine.
heard.
It's gotta be.
It's not Servine, it's
Tell me
angels.
about these angels, then.
Don't let me bore you with that.
That's Servine.
We
It's
could
gotta
talk
No, no,
about
no,
something
not
else.
Servine. It's angels. We've dug around in his trash long enough.
Not at all. This way, I get to go home and tell my friends about how I spoke to a boy who speaks with angels, which is just excellent. Do go ahead.
This lady sucks, huh?
How did you find out you could do it in the first place?
Oh, I nearly died.
Go on.
Ha! A horse riding accident just over a year ago. You know how it is. The horse spooks, and there's only so much you can do.
Are they biblically accurate? You mean the Servine?
I don't remember much
It's
of what
gotta
happened after I fell. Not what was around me, anyway. Just the most revolting pain in my side and my leg. And the idea that I was going to die. I can't say it seemed clear, because nothing was, but it did seem very certain. And then I saw. I still don't know how to describe what it looked like.
You sketched it.
But behind all that was happening around me, I saw it. A thing that I instinctively knew was an angel.
Someone just posted to the Discord life-sized whale mer. Is that real? Did they do that? I mean, it's not Waylord. That would be horrific.
My companions got me to a doctor. All the while, I would see glimpses of it watching. I was babbling the entire time, I am told. It stayed with me until the turn of midnight. And by then, they thought that I would live after all.
It's like that one Twilight Zone episode, A Pitch for the Angel.
And that was the end of it.
Which actually makes sense, because it's about angels.
It is around me still. I get glimpses of it now and again. At some cost, I can see it more clearly for a moment. I think it watches me.
This guy's like deeply troubling. This guy needs like so much help.
And you speak with it.
I speak to it. Sometimes. It does not reply. If I am ill or in
It
danger,
leaves me on red.
or on the brink of consciousness, I can make it out, see its shape, exchange a few words.
This is, like, by a huge margin, the longest eavesdrop we've ever done. And it continues to make me think that I'm, like, really supposed to care about this guy and his angel quest. And I don't really know where that's going.
Has the year last seen you ill, in danger, or on the brink of consciousness much?
Yeah, but mostly by choice.
I wonder if it has some purpose for me, but it never stays around long enough to get an answer. To look upon it alone is just unmatched. But the fact of the matter is, until the rituals work, those moments are all I get.
Psycho asks if Angel Quest is anything like Space Quest. Not really. It's got like a lot more fan art and trigger warnings.
Junior, the youngest and most horrible of the Elder Gods.
Falco.
I have not talked to this guy
Falcon.
much.
Let's
Does
call
he
him.
look like
High Samun Mak,
something I
maker
care
of
about? He
worlds
really
and
doesn't,
breather
huh?
of life.
What a useless character. Why are you here? Whatever.
Good and
Mr. Ward.
You got anything for me? I'm gonna say nah to that.
That was all.
Good day.
Pretty sure blonde guy doesn't have anything for me, but I'll talk to him anyway because I continue to assume he's important, and also might have something to do with Miss Dean's disappearance. Sure, why don't I ask this guy about fetters? Know anything about the concept of fetters? Well, not as much as some of the others might. I'm not that much for discipline. For that discipline. But I believe they're the things that hold ghosts in this world. I suppose that's why they call them fetters, named for the old shackles used to transport prisoners. Extremely helpful, thank you. I guess I've asked, like, most possible people about the memento of that lady's dead brother. Might as well cross this off the list. Know anything about the Quinn family's unusual number of deaths? Ah, so she is one of those Quinns, isn't she? Why do I feel like I asked this guy that, but he wasn't marked? Didn't think there were any left to meet. Yeah, so I've heard they bear a curse, one that's supposedly about a century old. It's done most of them in. I guess that explains her scars. She's very serious for one whose cards are marked. I'd be enjoying my final days. Weird guy. Especially weird from a guy who's, like, clearly trying to, like, oopsie himself to near-death experiences all the time. It's the druid. Hi, druid. Do you want to play darts? Like
And
Deep
you're
Space
back.
Nine?
What can I do you for?
I want to talk to... God bless America. Who am I supposed to ask for this stupid ritual? Oh. Stuff sucks, man.
No, I only do.
Really almost left this place without noticing he was here. Not that he ended up being helpful, but it would have been really annoying anyway. Guess I'll go to the library. Just here. I really hate the way the library connects across the atrium wall. It's dumb and stupid.
Hello.
Hi, I would like to talk to you. Just kidding, I guess I can't ask her about the fact that she said that Evelyn Dean was blackmailing. Maybe I can ask about the concept of Evelyn Dean and get an answer about that? Have you met Miss Dean? I have, unfortunately. Is it unfortunate? I don't know if it was for her, but I don't know if it was for her, but it certainly was for me. If only our paths had never crossed. Can't stand it. The less said about it, the better. but I know more about it because I like did good at the game and am not being rewarded.
That's
Anger,
all, Mrs.
rage.
Farewell, Miss.
Lady's blue dress is very little house on the prairie. Yeah, she's like a 19th century hot witch. Is that something? At some point today, I got some new subject to look up. And I
Shall
don't
we
remember
sculpt
what
some
it was.
flesh friends then?
Not this one. Look up flesh friends. I think that'd be under medical codes? No. Ah, this thing. Egyptian archaeology. Tell me about the vase of Nectanebo. Tradition says that Nectanebo, the last native pharaoh of Egypt, was the greatest magician of all the pharaohs. Some even say that they were a dark magician, the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. This vase is shrouded in legend. It is said many adventurers and archaeologists have become obsessed with finding it throughout history. Once they attain it, they have a sudden and complete change in personality, often disappearing, leaving their lives and families behind. This like legitimately sounds like a Millennium item. The last known owner of the vase was Wilhelmina Blake, whose uncle, Lord Barnard Blake, had recovered it from Giza in the late 1700s. She disappeared not long after that. The current whereabouts of the vase are unknown. This vase sounds cursed. Hold on. Looking at that somehow unlocked another hypothesis. We're progressing. We're progressing. Culprit. Hisham. Zach, if you're keen to learn more about flesh friends, you could try the pit. Lots of flesh. Many friends. It's so stupid the way it like does all that. I think there's a skip button, but just whatever. Arwa Hisham's goal is to reclaim the Millennium Puzzle, the stolen vase, but she is tired because it is not here? Because it is cursed? She is obsessed because it is cursed?
Is it
Mrs. Jam
conniving?
is searching for a vase stolen by Wilhelmina Blake, but she
Nina
doesn't
from
know it's cursed.
Pasadena.
I should find and confront her about this.
Should I? Does she not assume it's cursed? It sounds cursed as
Internationally
heck.
renowned recording star Conroy Bumpus.
Yeah, you'll end up with a personality
Zombie
like
Abraham Lincoln.
Conroy Bumpus. He touched that vase. Evil vase.
Renju Okiura.
Where's that lady? Do I know where that lady is? Oh, she's out in the garden, right? I know this. I don't even have to check. I know things. I've learned them with my mind. I've learned things. They're often in disguise. You know what? While I'm in the garden, maybe I'll go to the hedge maze and like ask that guy
Kitty.
for a suggestion on what idiot to talk
Salmon Max,
to.
freelance
Hello,
police.
Sky? You're loading lag.
Tessa, also known as ASET.
He's the guy who invented Skynet, isn't he? Junior, the youngest and most horrible of the Elder
You a
Gods.
Cocoa Head.
Well, I do feel
Civil
some
pandemic, licensed psychotherapist.
sense of satisfaction knowing that this series of videos is probably already virtually unwatchable. So, Demolition spending every
Mr.
single
Ward,
channel point he has is
you need to
unlikely to
talk.
change that aspect. Confront! Your goal is to reclaim the stolen vase, but you're obsessed because it is cursed.
Cursed. If you're trying to dissuade me, you will need to choose more than the hysteria of you are serious.
I read it in a book.
The thing hasn't left my mind since I first discovered its existence. Every moment I am awake, even when I am not, I think of that vase. If I'm very still,
He's the guy
I
who
feel
invented
it pulling me
Skynet,
away
isn't he?
from my- And always, I hear a song in the back of my head I have never heard before. I wrote it down, though I do not know what for. Here, do you see? I am not myself, and yet it seems so important.
I wrote it down? She wrote down the song?
Not
In
just
what capacity?
obsession, then. I will not be subject to such a thing. Will you help me? Will you find and destroy it?
I don't know how to do that. No one knows where it is.
Normally, I would not condone the destruction of something so ancient. But such a thing should never have survived this long.
Okie dokie.
And take the music too, in case it helps you. If you find the artifact, Mr. Ward, you must break it. Leave nothing but powder and dust.
Treat it like the end of an 80s stock trader movie.
The supersonic scion, fighting DT Man.
His name is Vivia Twilight.
The melody.
That's definitely Jin Furue.
More like Boris Crinkle.
Fubuki Clockford, the heiress to the famous Clockford
He's
family.
the guy who invented Skynet, isn't he?
Is that
Harrier Dubois.
piano? Is there a grand
More
piano
like
in this place?
Boris Crinkle.
The culprit is known as Terror.
Is it Kaniza?
No, I think you're onto something. Maybe
What if
terror
it's a
is responsible
Kotori
for all
Bako?
the haunted stuff. Oh, although a Kotori
Supersonic
Bako is a
scion,
reasonable
fighting DT Man.
suggestion. Where's my friend Lord Idiot? Buddy?
Rubberman, was it?
I don't think it's Rubberman.
Hello again, my
No one's named Rubberman.
His name is Sutsugamushi. His name is Sutsugamushi.
Famed naturalist John Muir, huh?
I think we've reached a point where the randomizer is like actively like upset with you, Demolition.
That's Ms. Demon Mama Bosco to you.
Sam and Max, freelance police. Zombie Abraham Lincoln?
What do you know about transferring souls?
Makoto Kagutsuchi.
Nah, I was hoping this ghostly message would be more about the ritual and not the lead up.
Giraffe.
I know it to be an unforgivable act, the erasure of one life to prolong another beyond its natural years.
Not at all, Mr.
Well, I guess I'll just randomly run into every character eventually and realize which ones I can ask about being part of the ritual, huh? I always go for this idiot bridge. I don't know what, I mean, I assume piano is where I would play the music. Because it has to be some kind of instrument. And it's gotta be, like, located
What if
in
it's
the
a
house.
Kotori Bako?
Like it says, another thing I find frustrating about this game, they should have picked a regional folklore and stuck with that. Instead, they threw everything under the sun. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying before, is like, I appreciate the interest in showcasing different cultures, but like, I do feel like you undermined the representation and exploration of them by like boiling everyone down to like some basic concepts or whatever, right? Like, instead of like learning a bunch about Irish folklore or voodoo or whatever, pick your favorite. Stables. Don't want to hear any more about these stables. There are a ton of people in that bar. There's not, as it turns out, a piano in there. Is there, per se? It should have been Gnosticism because that's super cool. You do raise a good point that, like, we went to a lot of trouble to include Gnosticism, and I should probably talk to that guy I don't like to learn more about it. Other skull face. So, actual answer to my question is, like, no. Pod instrument. Okay, does anyone remember any place in this stupid house that has an instrument in it that I could play music on that presumably isn't a gramophone? Because I think she just, like, wrote... Oh, wait, I can ask people about this. I can ask the lady who gave it to me about it. If that's true, that could have been a cutscene and she could have just told me. That's dumb. That's stupid. Can you beat someone and use their screams and musical timing? No, that sounds more like a Sam and Max kind of thing to do. This game doesn't do that. Wait, where were Sam and Max on that stupid nightmare ranking list of adventure games that had Day of the Tentacle at C?
Mr. Ward.
That's nice. I would like to ask you about... I definitely want to ask about the melody. Lady Wilhelmina is actually probably relevant because she had the pot, right? I heard this song recently that I just cannot place. Does it sound that familiar to you? Can't say I recognize it, but I'm not the musical sort. If you tried it on an instrument, it'd come back to you. Well, yeah, I mean, that was my first thought, but, like, where do I find that, idiot? Lady Wilhelmina. I've heard the story, but only secondhand. Off she went one day in the middle of the night, never told a soul where she was going. They say no one ever saw her again. God knows where she went, or what happened to her. There's still a collection of her belongings down in the basement. I reckon no one knew what to do with them. Well, that's where my base is. I just gotta get down there. I don't know how to do that, but I just gotta.
Huh. Right.
So that's a no on chat, remembering where, if anywhere, there's an instrument that we have encountered. I genuinely cannot think of it. Is there... Have we gone in someone's room who had an instrument or something like that?
Mr. Ward, you need to talk to me.
What is this melody? I keep hearing the notes in my mind. Some idea they're connected to the vase I'm looking for, but not sure how. Have you learned anything about Wilhelmina Blake? I'm guessing no. Seems that Lady Wilhelmina Blake was not the finder, but the last owner of the vase. You say owner. Say owner if you like, but don't expect me to call a thief by any other name. But if she was last to have it, maybe she stored it somewhere, like the vase.
I'll leave you.
May Allah guide you.
We also have done, like, none progress to solving the mystery of where the rest of the keys are at. Like I says, how crazy would it be to live in a time where your only form of entertainment is to sit in a dark room, smoky and sooty because of the real actual fire, and talk to some people who just suck? I mean, if you make slight adjustments to that, like, a lot of that is still one of the major entertainment opportunities that exist today. Going back to the drawing room. Was there an instrument in there? I think it was just the gramophone, right? Gramophone. Chalkboard. Vases. Nothing. Leaf. It's gotta be an instrument somewhere. It's both the only way that I could realistically expect to interact with this song thing. And also, a character specifically told me to do it. Is there a gramophone in my room? There sure is. And you know what isn't a musical instrument? A gramophone. Telegraph room? I don't think so. Well, I might as well check. Not far. Like, she handed me a piece of paper, not a record. If it was a record, gramophone would work. But, like, I need something that actually, like, makes music. I suppose I can ask the guy in charge. He probably knows. Can probably be like, hey, where is your communal violin? Ding. Look, I did magic. I summoned him.
May I be of service?
I would like to ask you about music. I would say you're free to use the piano in the drawing room, but it was moved last week, out of tune as it was. Our finest piano is in storage, but the Marquess refuses to move it upstairs. Storage. Just the closet that, like, leads to the changing room, right? Asking about Wilhelmina. The spectacular portrait you have of Wilhelmina Blake in the atrium. Yes, the centre of the odder occurrences at Blake Manor. I'm told she had a sudden and drastic change of character. One day she was content with her life, the next she was ordering her carriage to Gopher, of all places. Never returned or sent for any of her belongings. They're still down in the basement. Let me go to... I want to go to there.
I need nothing.
Certainly.
So, like, is there a piano in there? I don't remember that being true, but I haven't been there in a while. It's the worst hotel manager on earth. Now, are you just saying that because he's super surly, Zakula, or because lunch is probably happening in 20 minutes after sundown? Is there an option to hit him in the face? I mean, it very clearly doesn't seem to be that kind of game. I'm sure we would have done some violence by now, were it possible. I need to get to the storage room. Is that on the next floor? God, I so badly need to get to the basement. So badly. I'm guessing it's just closet. I think closet is the one I want, which is across from bar. Grand Pano? See, there ain't no Pano in here. But he says they won't move it upstairs, which suggests that it's not upstairs and it's in a storage area. This is that. These are they. This closet is bigger than your bedroom. It's definitely bigger than mine. I don't remember what this trash note is.
Doug, the mole man.
Let me check something. Records.
The second runner-up in the Miss Teen Oklahoma pageant.
Where's the thing about
It's a cutie
keys?
with a killer body.
This one. Older than this, isn't it? Manor maps, sketching materials. Strange Bible. Let's narrow this to documents. Nope, 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 nope. Doesn't have a picture. It does. A picture of keys. So, We overheard a conversation. The southeast corridor key is missing. I have no clues on that. I have the atrium key. I have the northeast corridor key. Southwest corridor is in the basement storeroom, which I can't get into, which is a problem. And the northwest corridor key is in the stables safe. And that's just like a normal numeric combination lock? So I really don't think I can, like, use that information to get me into the basement. I'm gonna just, like, randomly, like, putz around various characters and see if any of them will, like, talk about the weird fire ritual with the voodoo guy. So I don't think I asked, Sea Ants Lady. Talk to you.
Senor, what?
Looks like no from me, dog.
That's all.
Of course.
Fairly certain I talked to you and you were a no-show. Actually, yeah, let me leave it on everything because I don't know what category this thing is because I can't ask that many people about it.
Senor,
maybe I can check something if I'm like really clever.
Of course.
Sadie should be real and my wife. I mean, you that's your answer to everything, Zacula, in fairness. Let's look at mysteries and let's look at not this one, but pray. So there should be. Nah, I can't. It doesn't represent itself as, like, evidence. I know it, like, generated something I can use to ask people, but I don't know who I can ask because I can't refer to that thing. There is a real, like, Super Solvers vibe to this, of, like, maybe I wouldn't necessarily, like, have to solve all the mysteries to figure out who the culprit is that, like, made Miss Dean disappear, but, like, that doesn't actually seem like it resolves the game at all. So I think I checked with the folks in the library, but I'm going to double check because there's like 3 people over there and it's not far. OBS really does not like these transitions, but it doesn't actually seem to be causing any significant problems. It just gets mad, like, every time.
Hello, Mr.
Hi there. You're not my gal, huh? Alright.
I'll leave you.
Meow. Pretty sure neither of you are it.
Hello, Mr.
Looks like no.
I'll let you be, man.
I wish I could be canceled out of like the overall talking menu. Pretty sure you're not it. Correct.
That's all, Mrs.
Farewell, Miss.
This lady went to the tailor and was like, put every button in this building on a single dress. Well, yeah, you don't want it to like come off unexpectedly. It would be improper. I really doubt it's anyone in the bar, but it's close and there's a bunch of people, so we'll try it. Anyone have any plans for the long weekend? I know there were various reports of who actually has off and who has it as a holiday and just happens to be off and that sort of thing.
You.
Not this
I'll
guy.
be off. Don't let me keep.
Skinny McKitty!
Oh, my mistake.
Good day,
It's Mimigawa, isn't it?
And to you.
So the mission says no, but he clearly has plans to spend all his channel points.
Mr. Ward.
She says we're going to Denny's and taking your mom. Now that sounds like a threat.
That was all.
Good day.
You phrase that in a weirdly intimidating sort of fashion. Zacula says
Kaniza!
working tomorrow and Sunday. You have that glorious Monday that's off for
Trixie the
non-holiday
giraffe
reasons.
neck girl from Scranton.
I won't bother you any.
Goodbye now.
Complete slow so I can finish catching up on one. I'm so far behind. One of my best friends is like super mad at me because like I haven't read like a single chapter of One Piece in almost a calendar year. And I have like two separate friends who like are now mad at me and like want me to get caught up. But like one of them back in like February, I saw him in person and he like wanted to talk about it. And I was like a little behind and now I'm like a lot behind. I'm very behind.
The origami killer.
Good day.
Good day. Hey, are you the guy?
Was it
Mr. Ward.
a mochi?
It wasn't a mochi.
I have to be on.
Be well.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Is it this idiot? Can I talk to him?
Sam and Max, freelance
hello again.
police.
Kaniza!
Will this guy tell me where the Grand
Leonardo da
Piano is?
Vinci.
Looking for somewhere to practice?
naturalist
There's usually a
John
piano in the
Muir.
drawing room, but we moved it downstairs. So you'd have somewhere to host
A
your
Miss
talk.
Greta Grunwald of Cologne.
Didn't work anyway. I found a nice one in storage this week, though. That's not much use to you. No, so tell me how to get to... The staff here is so profoundly unhelpful. Are you still in Wayno? No, I started, forget the name of the... I guess it's Elbath? I'm like a little bit into Elbath, but not super far. So like I got through Egghead Island and all that.
I'll leave you.
Yeah, alright.
Saw an ad saying the second season of live action One Piece will be on in March. That sounds right, I think. I think that's consistent with my expectation. So you finished Egghead? Yeah! God, I waited so long for them to like resolve matters with that character. The sort of like central backstory character to Egghead is like one of my favorite One Piece characters of all time. And like it takes so long for you to like figure out his whole deal. It's so annoying. The anime is still on Egghead. That makes sense, I think. Well, there's supposed to be like a lot more breaks to anime production from, at least for this year. I don't know if like consistently from now on. Maybe it's time to start considering just like breaking into random rooms again, but like I'm not sure there's that many left I can actually get into. There's certainly people whose rooms that I haven't gone into, but like a lot of those people are in the areas that don't have keys for. Should I be embarrassed that your mom knows this and I'm oblivious? Why? Why would you feel even remotely weird about that? I watched One Piece, like Netflix's live action One Piece with my
Pasadena.
mom. Neither one of us watched
Ranger
it with you.
Okiura.
I don't know why you would feel weird about not knowing it.
Nina from Pasadena.
And
Nina
the
from
thing that happened with
Pasadena.
Bonnie was so cool, and I hate how cool it is because Bonnie is
Dick
so annoying.
Peacock.
I'd agree with that. I was not a big
Falco.
Bonnie fan.
Named
And then
for
they
the
like
Falcon. Let's call
obliged
him
me to
F.
care about her. So I definitely have mixed feelings about that. Like, of all the characters to get involved with that, Bonnie would not have been a top choice for me.
Sakura Asahi?
It's so funny. Demolition said earlier that he was done because he hit 365 name game redemptions in one
Greta
stream.
Grunwald of Cologne.
And I just know him better than that, so I'm not even remotely surprised that we're here. It's been in the zeitgeist for a long time. Oh, hang on. Eavesdropping on the staff? Eavesdrop?
Sends a terrible shiver down my back.
I know, child.
It's past Max in a time-traveling elevator.
It's
That would
the
solve all my
laugh
problems.
itself. There's a maliciousness in it, like it means harm.
Harm. It means harm.
Sir, anything we can help you with?
Junior,
I'm sorry
the
to disturb you,
youngest and
ladies.
most horrible of the elder gods.
So random. I'll ask about the laughter.
This might sound strange, but I heard some laughter coming from my room.
Fashionable DT man.
I searched the room, of course, but found nobody. Would you know anything about that?
You mean nobody from
Local
the Bob
mariachi
Odenkirk
Pedro.
films?
Oh,
That, sir. That's just the old vents in this place. Sometimes
Sam and
they
Max,
carry
freelance
sounds
police.
from other parts of the building. What you heard was a guest, maybe in the library?
No, I think Demolition's got it. I think what I heard was a cybernetic space marine with no memory of his past.
Do you need anything else, sir?
No, thank you. I'll be on
Wow,
my
a
way.
crazy evil
As you
ventriloquist dummy.
wish, sir. Good day.
Tessa, also known as Aset.
Good day.
Hello, sir.
Shavul, who was a mole man.
If I ask these two women this, I will talk to every feasible human being in the building about where to find this instrument. And the answer is always just like downstairs in a locked room, and I'm mad about it. Had a melody stuck in my head for hours.
From Etheria Academy.
Can't recognize the tune, sir, but if you're looking for someone to play it, there's a few pianos. Of course, the finest one we had was Lady Wilhelmina's, but that's in storage
Dick
with the rest
Peacock.
of the things. I guess I'll ask you about Lady Wilhelmina.
Cybernetically enhanced space marine with no memory of his past.
It says, "Hi, managed to
Number
net. What percentage
89,
of the stream has
the
been done
original
named James
Cyclops
Spain?"
killer.
It is a shockingly high percentage of the stream.
Sakura
not gonna lie.
Asahi?
Not gonna lie to you about that. Did you ever meet Lady Blake? Goodness knows, she was before my time. Kind lady, quite the musician. Spent all day playing her grand piano. Anyway, an odd story. She
A
up and
Miss
left one
Greta
day.
Grunwald of Cologne.
All stored in the basement.
Is it Kaniza?
Absolutely useless pieces of information. I want to talk to you anyway, just cause then I don't have to worry about you being the one person who will let me in the basement or some idiot garbage. Do you know where I can play stuff? La la la. No, let's not try that again. Tone deaf as a spider, you say? Try playing it on a piano. Not sure there's any left up here. It's just such a strange way to behave. What do you know about Lady Wilhelmina? Before my time. Heard she up and left in the middle of the night. Wonder what happened to her. Great. Absolutely nothing of value was gained. And I got 4 minutes till 7. So is there anything interesting happening on the timetable before 7? Walled garden. Corridor, bar. Seen these idiots. Oh! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I got somewhere to be. It's 400 and half my points. It certainly shows your dedication to the cause. And I'm not sure if Sarah's still awake, but I assume that she appreciates that. I am going to the closet, which is across from the bar. And the bar is on the left. Should know this by now. Yes. 400 redemptions. Yeah, that's another way to do it. Disappointed myself for not having the luck to trigger it. Who do you think you are, Demolition? The protagonist in some, like, gambling anime? Like, Ultimate Survivor, what's his face? I never remember the name of that character. I've been saving terribly much, despite a moderate amount of progress. At this point, yeah, 400 bits. Well, thank you for the 400 bits. Don't know if that will help your luck, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Where's my buddy? Hello?
Father Sinnott, are you lost?
Yes, I seem to be. I thought this was a bathroom. Please excuse me while I find one.
Under the circumstances, this is a pretty plausible lie. I just know that he planned to do this. But, like, there's just something so strange about a conversation where they're like, oh, do you belong here? I thought this was a bathroom. I have to poop right now. So, nothing of value gained from that, huh? That's weird. It feels like there should be some meaningful interaction here, don't you think? Can I have, like, a normal conversation with him now?
Yes.
Does this seem weird to anyone else? I feel like either... I don't know, it just seems weird. It feels like either I should be able to talk to him or he should leave. Like, I kind of thought when I walked up that I would talk to him and he'd leave and maybe he'd drop something. Or I might be able to notice something in this portion of the changing room that I couldn't go to before. Cyclist says, I would say I want this guy dead, but I think if we wait like 20 minutes, it'll take care of itself. Harsh, but true? Neko wishes to confront him, claiming that corpses don't need bathrooms. I mean, that is accurate. I mean, assuming we're considering enough separation from time of death. It's so odd. I have an extremely weird thought. Since I, like, can't do anything with him, is there a chance I can get the weird maid to go talk to him because she wants that? I don't know how that would help me, but, like, it seems like resolving people's issues makes them not want to go to the seance, which is good for the gander. He says, I feel like there's a time frame in which a walking corpse would actually really need a bathroom. I mean, like, you know, at time of death, bowel voiding happens. Okay, now the question is, where was I before I came down here? Some random hallway. I mean, truly, I can just use the, I should go left. I think this is unlikely to do something, but I think it is worth checking because it could break the case wide open. Hello.
Sir.
Where's his face? Where's the guy? Where's death becomes him? I already asked about him. And I don't seem to have sufficient evidence to get her to go to there. I really don't understand what this character contributes to this game. I'm gonna ask for a timetable because I got nothing to do before 7. Only cook's plan, sir. Some housekeeping too. Us being so busy. Tomorrow is much the same. Got to have mass first thing, then more work. Nothing exciting. Your seance. I'm sure that'll be exciting. Yes, yes. Everybody dies. Rocks fall. All that good stuff. Probably gonna wrap up the stream relatively soon. Anyone have any ideas of cool people to talk to? Doesn't seem like we're finding that piano until someone breaks the basement wide open, which hasn't happened. I mean, I guess while I'm thinking of it, I'll go check to make sure that the basement door in the backyard hasn't magically opened itself. Oh, Zachary says, update. I've gone from 1 patch down to 2. I still feel like I want to chew my own face off. Wait, do you mean 2 down to 1? Or are there different, like, sizes of patch? 2 to 1. Okay, that makes more sense. Well, first, congratulations on that. That seems like a really rapid turnaround on that. Secondly, I mean, what's wrong with chewing a little face sometimes? Why would I even come to the backyard? I gotta go to the front. I gotta go to the stables or whatever. Yeah, stables is where I gotta go. There just hasn't been that much of interest at the stables. I gotta learn like a mind reading spell so I can like get the combination to the safe in the stables. Not this one. Next one? Stables. I don't want to hear any questions about the stables. I don't. Instructions on the box say to go down to 1 after a week. Oh. That still seems like a quick turnaround, but obviously, if that's what it is, do.
There you are, love. Good girl.
Have I not looked in here before? Nothing fancy, but well maintained. Is there anything around here I missed that might lead to something that could lead to a clue about the combination? Like, I really don't have a sense of where we get the combination for that safe, but it has a set of keys that would be a real use to one such as myself. The instructions on the box were written by someone who wants to make me suffer. I mean, isn't that like most product descriptions, Acula, for like keeping it real? Also, nothing of interest has ever happened at this random tree. It's either not useful at all or gonna be like super important later. I'm gonna use my eagle vision that my ancestors gave me and see if there's something clever to check that might be hiding a key or something. A key to find the key. Poison chosen specifically for Kuzco's pockets. Supplies for the events. I got myself 1 minute before 7 p.m. Really surprised that I didn't get more of value from checking on the priest, you know? Like, I can't think of anything else to do there since I can't actually talk to him. Nothing of interest has happened in a lot of places in this game. I don't know what you're talking about, exactly. It's been very exciting the whole time. I'm gonna check on the priest one more time, but it doesn't seem like I can do it. I still occasionally want to gallop. Is that weird? Why does all the weird stuff happen in the ladies' changing room? No, you know what? Don't answer that. Do you think... Hang on. Do you think if I, like, grab a bar of soap from over by the sink and use it on the Crypt Keeper over here, I'll dissolve him? Is that how anything works? Tempted to try it. I feel like I want to end the stream with like 1 minute before 7 so I can like give some final thoughts if there's anything I could do to like trigger something of importance in this, but like this is the only time he's gonna be here for the purpose of this meeting. I can't think of anything useful or important to do here. It's definitely possible to miss stuff in this game. I don't know how essential any of it is. I'm not having any luck tracking down who it is I need for like Papa Dupre's depraved ritual, which seems important. I haven't encountered... Oh, no, you know what? Let me check one... Let me check, like, one other thing. I'm gonna go back to the maze. I know it's not a good use of time. I don't think they had invented bathroom donuts in Ireland by 1897. It is, however, inconclusive as to whether they had photographs or daguerreotypes, but I maintain that they probably had photographs. I think that is true. No, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm having a thought. In the show Dead Man's Gun, which I think takes place, like, entirely in the proper Wild West times, which would most likely predate 1897, there's definitely, like, photography in that. Now, do I trust that anthology show to be historically accurate? I shouldn't, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. Supposedly after nightfall, I'm supposed to be able to advance one of my mysteries, which is the, like, mystery of the portal to Tir na Nog or something. I haven't seen obvious evidence of that. Like from Shadowrun. No, I mean, I think it's something else. I want to, like, do a perimeter check. Maybe one of these, like, random points of vague interest will be, like, thrumming with otherworldly potential or something. I mean, this place is spooky. Is it gonna open up? I guess that would make some sense. If that, like, led to the portal to the other world or whatever. If that was where they disappeared Miss Dean. Let's kind of think about... Where am I now? There, so I might as well... Yeah, let me just follow it around, I guess. Not the most efficient, but I just kind of want to see if the well is doing anything. I think that path has me crossed by here, which also doesn't seem to be doing anything. And I guess while I'm here, I'll see if... Can I ask this idiot about anything relevant? Nope. Okay.
That's
bye. Okay. It does not seem like... Doesn't seem like anything magical is happening outside right now. I don't know if you have to, like, wait for midnight or whatever. When does the day actually change over? It looks like you're awake at midnight. So it could be like witching hour. I don't know. I'm gonna say... Wow. The ball happens for 3 hours, huh? Something important has to happen then. That's insane. Interesting. Let's do this. Let's go here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Well, with the late start, I wanted to run, like, a little bit later. But I think if I start the next hour, I'm going to go, like, a lot later. And I'm not sure anyone cares for that. I mean, we definitely made some progress. We solved like, well, we solved like 1.5 people's personal mysteries, and we solved the mystery of the shared dream as far as the game currently lets us care about it. We're like absolutely no closer to solving the bridge game thing, and I really get the impression that the game thinks I should have done that by now, because every like 2.5 hours it's like, I should really solve that mystery, and I'm like, you and me both, buddy. I really don't think we're gonna get there, but we'll find out, I guess. So the
His name
has to happen
is
then.
Sutsugamushi.
I feel like you've said this before. Have I? I guess that's fair. I guess there's a couple times where I said something close enough to that. But I mean, a 3-hour block? A 3-hour block of time in this game where like every minute counts?
3
arguably?
syllables, 6 letters. Kodaka.
Man, it would have been so funny if Neko did like one of those at the end of the stream and got the thing Demolition's been trying to get the entire stream. That would have been so insanely rude. Not rude in the sense that Neko would have done something wrong, but rude in like a cosmic sense of like, why would that happen that way? Anyway, last week Demolition requested selection of assorted colors. So here's that for you to make up for your profound loss of channel points. Somewhere among the various friends pictured are some number
Shall we
of
sculpt some flesh friends,
secret Squirtles.
then?
If you're able to locate a Squirtle hidden this way, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. Tomorrow, I mean, okay. Hear me out, chat. I think we should round out this weekend with Blake Manor. And then we'll have a like super serious talk tomorrow about continuing Blake Manor. I mean, considering that like we're still not even, like it might take us hypothetically through like Friday of next week in order to like finish the first of the 2 proper days of the game. It's like a pretty serious time commitment. But like something may happen. So if we get to, I think there's actually a pretty good chance that we hit the ball tomorrow night, and I think that will be a good indicator of like whether we're on the right track. I could be completely wrong about this, but I just, for a 3-hour block, I have to assume that like something plot relevant happens in those 3 hours. So like, I don't know, maybe that will give us clues that we don't have, or open a new mystery that we can progress more effectively than what we've been doing. It is like arguably possible that I've been trying to like min-max this too much, which is why it feels like I'm grinding so hard. But if that's true, I still kind of put that on the game design of like, if you make it seem like the time is like precious, then like I feel obliged to like try and get the most out of it. But like, so many of the things that you do don't matter, or don't seem to. All right, we got some guesses for Squirtles, and we're ready to wrap up the stream. So, what are we looking at here? Sleeping Plant Eevee. That's true. This is the first time we've had Leafeon out. Much like Glaceon, a little folded in transit. It's still good. It's still good. Got Sandshrew. We have Eevee proper. I'm missing. Oh, Sonic. Sonic's in there. Okay, great. Let's take a look. Okay. So many things to do, don't do anything. It's the name of the game. Well, it was before they changed it to the Séance of Blake Manor. It rolled off the tongue better. Actually, I'm going to be really excited whenever I decide to be done with this game to look at other people's responses to this game, because truly I have no earthly idea if people think this game is good. Like I said last week, this game is such an interesting thought experiment as to whether this game is any good. The jury is still out, except Zacula. He is insisting not to deliberate, which I don't blame him for. All right, let's start with Sonic the Hedgehog. This time, he is partnered with no Squirtle, but a couple more blue friends. The Stingray Manta Ray. But on the other hand, while we're up here, we got ourselves a little Squirtle behind this little Eevee, and a slightly larger Squirtle behind this Sandshrew. And an even larger Squirtle accompanying Leafeon. Sonic has betrayed you. Sonic is a fickle friend. The theme is Pokemon. The theme is Pokemon. What I was trying to do is get like a solid representative of like every major color. And like after I picked a few, I was like, it's like a lot of Pokemon. Like I wanted to have Leafeon as the green one because I wanted to show off another one of those. And then I put Coughing out because I hadn't done it in a while. And just kind of felt natural. Like the Pokemon trousers. Thank you. This is one of my pajama pants that it's normally too warm to wear them, but we're in like winter, so it's cool enough, and I like them a lot. My mom got them for me for Christmas last year, and I like them. I've probably already worn through them considerably because I like them very much. You got Squirtle on your pants, meaning you were sitting on a Squirtle, meaning the prophecy of the witch in the hut in the woods was true. It's an interesting theory, but to that, let me give you a response. A warning, perhaps. You know what happens when you sit on a Squirtle, Zacula? This is what happens. You're wearing those to Denny's with us? I don't know, is it a pajama party? I've been waiting weeks for someone to claim I was sitting on Squirtle and a whole thing I was going to do, but Zacula raises a good point. And now I'm just going to show you that my sister got me Puppet Squirtle for Christmas. I knew chat wasn't going to like it. Do you like it, Zacula? Do you like the Puppet Squirtle? Is that a good oh my god? Squirtle. I'm crashing out fully. That's such a good way of putting it. Would you go so far as to say, God, what's the stupid quote from this game? I found this whole meal very upsetting. Yeah, I didn't want to like do like a traditional show off for the Puppet Squirtle because I knew it was gonna be pretty divisive, but he's here. Anyway, this has been some heck of a stream. I want you all to consider anything I haven't done to advance this game. I don't think it's gonna make much difference. I'm pretty sure how tomorrow is gonna go is that we're gonna make pretty rapid progress through 7 and 8 and then hit 9 o'clock and then like all bets are off because that's when the ball starts and who knows. Although it is interesting, it's probably the case that we can like not go straight to the ball, and I don't know what that would look like either. But I'm not sure there's much incentive to do that unless we like figure out something interesting that's happening outside the event. I don't know. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. We'll see if we can make some additional progress tomorrow. We've definitely like lapped ourselves from last Saturday where we made precious little progress. Now we made moderately little progress. Yeah, so we'll be back with this game tomorrow. Until the next time I see you, take care of yourselves and remember that you are Clawsome.